and years ago I got this ping pong table from Royal Billiards on 309. This thing is an outdoor ping pong table. It is indestructible. Nothing on it is made to rust. And it is, if you're looking for something for the backyard, I can't recommend this thing highly enough. It's just storms, rain, it does nothing to it.
Nice. All right, so Matthew Perry's live-in personal assistant, who had a central role in the Friends actor's descent into ketamine addiction and injected him with the fatal dose of the drug, was sentenced yesterday to 3 and 5 months in prison. 3 years and 5 months in prison. Wow. Bringing an end to the legal saga surrounding the death of one of the biggest TV stars of his generation. According to the judge, Sherilyn Peace Garnett, she said, "You were privy to his struggle with addiction," and she handed down the sentence to the 60-year-old Kenneth Iwamasa in federal court in Los Angeles. She said, "Your conduct was reckless, not just on the day of his death, but in the days leading up to his death." Iwamasa was the last person sentenced of the 5 people who pleaded guilty in the investigation. And the assistant was constantly at Perry's side in his final days, acting as the actor's enabler, drug messenger, and de facto doctor. He was the last person to see Perry alive. He was the one who found him dead in his jacuzzi. He would eventually become the prosecutor's most important informant. Wednesday's nearly 3-hour hearing was largely a debate between lawyers for both sides. The judge and Perry's loved ones had over the level of responsibility that could be put on the employee of a powerful person when addiction is in the mix. So those were the discussions.
They say she got a reduced sentence because of her participation with the prosecution. But you had this group of people, him at his weakest, and they were conspiring to just completely take advantage of his situation.
Yep. So Kenneth Iwamasa going to jail for 3 years and 5 months. Keke Palmer and Hot Ones host Sean Evans have fans convinced that there could be romance brewing after their extremely flirty podcast exchange went viral online. The actress jokingly introduced Evans as her, quote, potential future suitor, setting the tone from a conversation for a conversation packed with crazy levels of riz from both of them.
Oh, well, they're oozing
Come on,
riz.
Man. When Evans revealed his childhood celebrity crush was TLC's Left Eye, Palmer quickly replied, "Well, I played Chili in the movie." Close enough, prompting Evans to respond, "Absolutely close enough." The flirting continued when Palmer sent a shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Evans, your parents, but the YouTube star teased, "Oh, I thought you were talking about us." So they were playing off this whole thing.
A lot of women dig him, and I think Keke Palmer's pretty amazing.
I think she's a cutie, man. I like her a lot.
And she's funny as F.
Yeah.
She's very talented.
Fans flooded the comment section afterward, with one viewer calling it, quote, the most professional flirting I've ever seen. And another wrote, this whole episode was Keke telling Sean how to date her. The buzz follows years of mutual admiration between the two, including Evans previously calling Palmer a very charming woman, and their legendary smooch on Hot Ones, after which Palmer declared the sparks are sparking. So I've never seen that, but I guess they kissed at one point.
No, neither have I. Well, good for them. I hope they do.
Keke broke up with her ex, Darius Jackson, in 2023, and they share their son, Leotis. Sean was last tied to adult film star Melissa Stratton, but split in 2024 due to intense media attention on their relationship. I didn't know he was dating a porn star.
I mean, between the both of them, who had the weirder things in their mouth?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. There's a lot of weird going on there. All right, so I promised you Mormon wives.
Oh, yes.
And
now we're talking.
And Bachelorette update. Taylor Frankie Paul shared a photo of a bruised arm on her Instagram story alongside an emotional message saying that she'd been enduring, quote, psychological torture, adding that the emotional damage was, quote, way more than the physical.
So the psychological torture manifested a bruise?
It says way more than the physical. So there was some kind of physical. I don't know. But she added that you eventually become a shell of a human, and admitted the post was difficult to share. But I mean, no, she didn't explain who the message was about, when the photo was taken, though fans connected it to past comments about manipulation and gaslighting tied to her relationship with Dakota Mortensen. So it's one of these...
Vague,
I don't know.
Sympathy grabs. listen, not to diminish whatever torture she might have had, but I'm going to guess she pretty much started things as a shell of a human being. And this has just been the delivering on the rest of it.
I don't know. I mean, it's when you post something cryptic like that, a random picture of a bruise, and then you write these vaguities.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you trying to say? Have you been physically abused? If so, you need to do something about that. You need to go to the police. You need to find some support for this. But posting something vague like that, I don't know what the point
I will
of
tell
that
you what.
is.
What do you naturally assume? What do you naturally assume when you see that? When there apparently was a bit of an abusive relationship between the both of them at each other.
Yeah.
What you think that's he who did that, right?
Right. If this is just a post about domestic violence and
yeah.
bringing awareness to it, you need to be clear about that too. You know what I mean? So it's.
Yeah, what did the text say?
It said, the psychological torture damaged me way more than the physical. You eventually become a shell of a human. This is hard to share because it's hard to come to terms with. So I don't know. I mean, did somebody physically, psychologically abuse her? I guess I'm not really sure. But
Let's
I mean,
get a number.
It should be, things like that should be more clearly stated, I would think. But anyhow, the post arrives as the former couple continues dealing with legal issues tied to accusations of abuse on both sides. Yeah. So who knows? All right. This is kind of interesting to see. Rumors continue to swirl that Jennifer Lopez and her Office romance co-star Brett Goldstein have brought their on-screen relationship into the real world. The two were seen being chummy at the premiere of the new rom-com Tuesday. Additionally, Goldstein is on record as having written the script with J-Lo in mind and taking the role of her co-star and romantic interest for himself. At the premiere, Lopez was asked straight out, how does Goldstein stack up against her other rom-com lovers in the past? She said, number one, let's not mince words here. He was standing right next to her at the time.
Yeah, so, that helps.
Check out their on-screen chemistry for yourself when Office Romance comes out on Netflix on June 5th.
So he's apparently happily married, but you never know. But they do this thing now. They did it with Wuthering Heights, where they had Jacob Elordi and...
the chick.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Barbie. So in the lead up to the release of the movie, you pretend there was something that transcended and the roles became too real. It's the same thing with Sydney Sweeney in the movie with the rom-com that she was in. We get as flirty as you can, and that's sort of a selling point.
Yeah, you have to get attention somehow.
Right.
Ben Affleck and ex-wife Jennifer Garner have no problems co-parenting. The two both showed up for their oldest daughter, Violet.
I'd like to apologize to Jennifer Garner and her pool boy, Ben Affleck, for incorporating them into my fantasy life.
For their oldest daughter...
I apologize to anyone who's been offended by my fictional creations, Chrysagon, the Philosopher of Evil, and the Skull Sealer.
So they took Violet to an urgent care clinic in Los Angeles this week. And you should apologize. And remaining on site until Violet later emerged on crutches. No word on what the issue was, but mom and dad were quick to help, supporting their daughter as she clutched them both as they left the clinic together. So I don't know what happened.
I apologize
for hitting her in the leg.
Right. I mean, now you need to tell us.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
So Prince William is an avid soccer fan, so much so that everything else can wait. And when he's fully engaged with his team, the English club Aston Villa, clips of the next King of England have gone viral, showing William ignoring an incoming phone call, instead filming his team's victory celebration as they beat SC Freiburg 3-0. Someone called.
No, I can't talk to kid.
Someone called the Prince, and he quickly hit the decline button, continuing to catch the action on the field. Yeah, so what?
Anyway, come on.
Yeah. Come on. All right, I have more more information
I'd
from.
like to play a song for you. I brought my zither.
From The Bachelor. So The Bachelor star Joey Graziadi. Graziadi. How do you say his name?
Joey Graziadi, the guy who went to Westchester University, the tennis guy?
I don't know. Graziadi?
Yeah, maybe that's him.
Graziadi. Well, he has... He has asked his fiancée, Kelsey Anderson, to be his wife for a second time.
Why not What went wrong the first time?
The first time was 2 years ago on the season 28 of the finale of The Bachelor when she said yes. So why repeat? Well, on Instagram, he wrote, proposing again meant taking something that was already extraordinary and making it fully our own.
That was him. That is him, Case.
Okay.
The picture's up in the studio right now, and that's him clearly.
He's from Rofo.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Royersford. Wow. It means the world to be able to reaffirm our promise and love. The moment she said I do. Yeah.
The hell is that?
The Rofo siren goes off. So he said, he wrote, it means the world to be able to reaffirm our promise and love to one another, just the two of us.
Look, babe, the ocean.
Meaning no cameras, no brand sponsorships, and so on.
There we go. Make it a real thing instead of a cheap thing, a cynical thing attached to a TV show.
You can see their Instagram post and carousel of photos on his account if you would like to check.
He's a local guy.
Yeah.
Sure. Give
Yeah.
him some love, most definitely. All right. Gayle King has opened up about discovering how her now ex-husband, William Bumpus, was cheating on her with her friend in 1990. Those damn Bumpuses. Dogs.
Bumpus!
She said that she returned.
Gayle
She returned home from the airport one day and her flight was canceled and immediately felt something was wrong when the house alarm had been set. When the house alarm had been set, Gayle recalled William trying to stop her from entering, warning her that someone was inside the house.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Before she found a woman in her house wrapped in a towel hiding behind a door.
That's like a classic scenario.
Yeah.
And that woman was Oprah.
The shock deepened when Gayle realized that the woman was a friend.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe it was Oprah. She said, I said, I can't believe that you are here and you are doing this. I even said, I thought we were friends. I sounded so pitiful, she had revealed. She did not give the woman's name, by the way.
You might say all those things that are, how could you?
Yeah.
We were friends.
And to make matters worse, the house alarm ended up being triggered, so police came.
Oh,
And,
wow.
They added to a crazy day. So they got divorced in...
Fired him. Now, I know we're all very upset for cheating on Gayle King.
So the Gayle and William divorced in 1993 after 11 years of marriage.
Parents always said things like that.
By the way, after the interview came out, Bumpus shared in a statement saying, my deepest apologies to Gayle, to our daughter Kirby, and her husband Virgil, to our son William and his wife Elise, and to our 3 grandchildren for the pain I caused decades ago. Those actions were mine. So he was still apologizing.
Yeah, he'll apologize forever.
He added that King has every right to share what was a painful chapter that changed the trajectory of our marriage and our family nearly 40 years ago.
And he's always letting the dogs run wild.
And he said, I respect her right to tell her story, and that's where I'll leave it. So
No turkey soup.
turkey a la King.
Oh, gone.
Yep. Poor Bumpus. Wow. All right, in a new interview with Variety, Nicolas Cage addressed the status of Face Off 2 while promoting his new Amazon Prime series, Spider Noir. The actor admitted that he has no clue whether the Face Off sequel is still happening, and he said he recently had a great lunch with former director Adam Wingard, where the two bonded over classic Godzilla villains, but added, I have zero idea if that's going to happen.
So I watched the show, 3 episodes of the show Spider Noir. Love it. Love Nicolas Cage. Have always been a huge fan. At this point, though, he could probably just pop his face off naturally.
Yeah.
He also praised John Travolta for his performance in Face Off, saying Travolta took the ball and ran with it beyond anyone's wildest dreams.
That's a John Woo movie, too. The action in that movie is amazing.
Face Off came out in 1997, raking in a solid $246 million globally at the box office. The movie follows an FBI agent and a terrorist who undergo an experimental procedure that swaps their faces and identities, sparking a chaotic battle as each man assumes the other's
So it's
life.
staggering and absurd, but really, Nick Cage has to play the more muted character through the most of the movie. And seeing Travolta, Nicolas Cage it up is such a joy.
I have a question because I don't remember. I remember the movie, but what did they trade voices too? Like, how did they go about that?
No, they kept their own. Yeah.
So you
but
had
the mannerisms and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So you basically just it probably couldn't really happen.
It's like looking in the mirror, but not.
Okay.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, that's one of the lines.
Okay. All right. Obsession is rapidly becoming a phenomenon, and Hollywood is taking notice. A film made by YouTuber Curry Barker, who made on the this was made on a microscopic budget of $750,000. And its first 11 days has taken in almost $68 million.
I mean, Hollywood is in love with horror right now. You look at Weapons, you look at all the movies that are coming out. I mean, that's nothing. And the return on that is huge.
My son went and saw it with friends, and he is going on and on about it. He loved Weapons. I made him watch Weapons with me. He says that this is like heads and shoulders above Weapons. Yeah.
Over the Memorial Day weekend, the film had an increase of 39.4% over its opening weekend. That is, by the way, the biggest spike in modern times for a movie playing in more than 2,500 theaters outside of the Christmas holidays. Even jaded industry pros are blown away by this. ComScore chief box office analyst Paul DeGrabadin said, I've been tracking and analyzing box office for 33 years now, and I thought I'd seen it all until this past weekend with the incredible performance of Obsession. As for Hottest Fire director Barker, he already has 2 projects waiting in the wings, the horror comedy Anything But Ghosts and his take on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well.
So you know the story, right? It's kind of a monkey's paw. Be careful what you wish for. He wants this girl to be in love with him, and it just exceeds all reason and desire.
Yeah, it's like a childhood crush.
Yeah.
Once, So
that new one's coming out with the rooms below the store. The empty rooms that keep changing in the hallway. Remember the what's the title of that thing?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where it just keeps going.
Hallways that are empty.
Oh,
That's
that
coming
looks
out.
really
Might
wild.
be coming out this Friday.
That one I'm intrigued by, too.
It's called The Back Room.
The back rooms, that's it.
And that comes out this weekend, maybe?
Mister, can you see the release date on it?
I'm just yelling. I'm laughing because my Google search was Room Movie Yellow.
And that got it.
And it got
it done. Wow.
It is coming out, Steve. Oh, why is it not popping up?
Huh.
All right. Continue to look. I'll move on to the next story. The original cast of the Book of Mormon will reunite for a special anniversary performance at the 79th Annual Tony Awards next month, bringing back stars like Josh Gad, Andrew Rannells, Rory O'Malley, and Nikki M. James. The performance will also feature an introduction from the creators, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, and Robert Lopez. The celebration comes as the hit show marks 15 years on Broadway and rebounds from a recent theater roof fire that paused performances for 3 weeks. Hosted by Pink, the ceremony will air live from Radio City Music Hall on CBS and Paramount Plus from 8 to 11 p.m. That's coming out on June 7th.
So I remember that first hit Broadway. That was huge. I think it dominated the Tonys. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you find out when that opens?
Yeah, confirming, Steve. You were correct. It comes out the 29th, tomorrow.
All right.
Excellent. All right, and then one last story. Robert Pattinson stars as Chris Hansen.
Yes.
The host of To Catch a Predator in the new film Primetime. The film takes place in 2006, and while plot details are still under wraps, 2006 was a pivotal time in Predator history. That year, Kaufman County Assistant District Attorney Bill Conrad killed himself in his Texas residence as law enforcement and NBC camera crews descended on his home as part of a To Catch a Predator investigation. Primetime arrives in theaters this fall, but he is playing him. That's
I watched the trailer. It looks pretty good. Did you ever watch that when it was in its prime? No pun intended.
Some of it, yeah.
It was pretty.
It was compelling.
It was compelling television. You couldn't help but watch.
Yep. All right, we got clips here. Half Man details the chaotic 30-year bond between two stepbrothers. And here, Richard Gadd explains the show's depiction of toxic masculinity.
The show kind of sets out to explore not just the toxic aspects of it, but why are men drawn to each other in such kind of complicated and sort of mutually empowering yet mutually destructive ways? And I thought, well, for something to be toxic, it needs to be intoxicating first.
I don't think I want to see it.
Season finale of Half Man airs tonight, 9 p.m. That's on HBO. All right, here's our next clip. A legendary but fading comedic star takes a young writer under her wing in Hacks. And here, Paul Downs shares what it was like convincing his wife to audition for the series.
Even though she's a prolific and excellent director, I think she's even better in front of the cameras. And I think it really showed a side that she didn't even know existed. And that she's the funniest.
The series finale of Hacks streams today. That's on HBO Max.
So I was wondering this because we watched the episode that just what we thought was the newest and final one, and it had all of the elements of a final. Everybody, hey, great news! The thing you've been working on, you got it. Hey, my dream performance. Did you watch it? Did
Steve,
it seem like the final episode?
I'm not caught up. I'm a couple back, but I do try to watch the little after show snippets that they have. And I did see, okay, this is a flashback from a couple episodes ago when they went to the Olympics for the people who work in the hotels.
Right.
They said that was the final scene for 2 of those cast members.
Okay.
So they said it was lots of tears. And that was the only hint that I'd gotten.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the final one is today. And that's
I'm intrigued.
All right, that's the entertainment report. We're going to break. We have our friend Quincy Harris stopping by this morning. Roots Picnic is this weekend. He's a part of that. He'll be in the 9 o'clock hour. Congratulations again to Mr. David Schaefer of St. Hubert's School in Philadelphia, history and psychology teacher, and the coolest teacher of the year. So thank you for voting. Our next school is Neshaminy High School. So you can vote if you are a student, and you just go to PrestonSteve.com. Or you can text the word teacher to 610-660-9333. We'll be back in a moment. Stay there.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to watch it. I'm like, you guys want to come over? I'm like, I need to find out more about this city. And so I watched Philadelphia. I had already seen it. It wasn't like that was the first time I'd seen it. I'm like, let me just get the lay of the land.
Jonathan Demme, the director on that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Silence of the Lambs? Or was it his brother, Ted Demme? I think it was Jonathan Demme.
Yeah?
Yeah. Great.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, yeah.
Tom Hanks won an Oscar for it.
Denzel is amazing in it.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
I watched it recently and how much the city has changed since the opening scene. Because it's an almost 4-minute opening scene where they just tour through the city. And you just see these storefronts. It's pretty wild.
It's like Steve said, when you go back and you watch the original Rocky, and you're like, where are the buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're gone.
There's
man.
no skyline.
Yeah, none at all.
Yeah.
All right, so let me get another City Beat story for you. I saw this. I thought this was kind of interesting. The Naked Comedy Show, celebrating 1 year of sold-out performances in Philadelphia with 2 special shows coming up for Valentine's Day, February 14th at the Velvet Whip.
I'm unfamiliar with the Naked Comedy Show.
Never heard of it.
In Center City. So it's a stand-up series. Debuted in March of last year, March 1st, and it is sold out every month since. The show runs monthly in New York City and recently expanded to Los Angeles. And as the name suggests, performers take the stage, sans clothing, completely naked.
What I do enjoy is the Naked Please Touch Museum.
Oh, my God.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Go ahead, touch it.
The Please Yank You Museum.
Okay, so just the performers?
Says,
Not
just
the
a performance. So they present nudity matter-of-factly while keeping the focus on the stand-up itself. And the show frames the format as body positive, treating nudity as neutral rather than sensational.
This is so after. If it only this had happened around the time of Rodney Dangerfield, we could have seen him naked.
So performers are fully nude. Audience members have to keep their clothes on.
All right.
And phones remain put away during the performance. But they're
Okay.
naked. Now, I don't know who the performers are. I don't know if they're local. Or
I
if they
assume
come,
Pat House.
or if they come in from out of town.
Well, I wonder. I wonder if any of our local comedians have gone to, let me go try this. You know, I haven't done this before. Let's just see. I doubt Pat. I'm sure Pat would have said something to me.
Yeah,
about
guess what
it.
I'm doing? A fully nude comedy show.
Have you guys ever gone to, and I'm not talking about strip shows or anything like that, but a dramatic show or comedic show or something like that it has full frontal nudity? I've never done it.
I did.
Yeah.
And it was an experimental piece of theater. It was off Broadway, and I can't for the life of me remember what the story was. I think it was similar to like it seemed, I can't remember the story. I keep thinking Equus, but it wasn't Equus.
Okay.
But it was similar.
Was it like hair or anything like that?
Down there.
Pubic.
Yeah, pubic hair. Long pubic hair.
Our old friend Steve McLean, who is an actor.
Yeah.
I remember this is back when we were at Y100, and he did he used to work at a theater group. I think it might have been in Norristown. And they had a show where the cast was fully naked at some point.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody at work wanted to go see
And they
it.
all went.
I didn't go.
Yeah.
But never forget Lucy, St. James, who's working there. He's got a big one.
That's all they wanted to know.
But I've never been to a show where the cast is fully naked.
Oh, no. Well, I was
Not fully naked, but some people are naked.
I was at a Goldfinger show, and one of the guys from the opening band, Mest, came out and pooped on a plate.
What?
So there's that.
Wait. One of the
Yes.
band members,
From the opening band.
they're called Mest?
Mest, yeah. They were like a 90s
I've heard of
punk
that
ska band.
band. Yeah.
And he took a dump on a plate?
Yep. On a paper plate.
His aim was
Yep.
that good?
Yep. I think he had help. I think he had a second person helping
Who's
him.
gonna help? I'm not helping.
So you saw this.
I saw this. I have photos somewhere, because that's when I always used to
Find
sneak cameras
those
in.
photos.
I know. I actually bumped into a security guard at the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion who we started talking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I was at that show." So he told the story. I have it on film.
He stole that from Josh Groban.
And then I connected with the lead singer of the band Mest because they are back and releasing an album. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that show."
Whoa.
I just.
Wow.
It happened at the TLA in probably 2000, 1999.
Would you, now after you hear that story, are you upset if you go to one of those Mest shows and the dude doesn't take
Yeah,
it down
right?
on the plate?
What do you do
And
after
what if, and do you have to hold it in for showtime?
I mean, the next step would be like then setting it on fire and throwing it out into the crowd.
Did you ever see the Mr. Show bit with David Cross where he's this avant-garde, performer, and his whole thing is he takes a dump on the American flag and he just can't take a dump.
He's just trying to
This country, what it's done. Give me a minute.
Oh, that's
Give me a
funny.
minute.
At the TLA, I saw some punk show one time, and this guy just kept spitting into the crowd, like over and over and over. Like it got old. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, what's that dude doing? And then he kept doing it and doing it. I'm like, okay.
Enough.
New shtick.
Yeah.
Stop
Take
with
a,
the spit.
take a dump on a
Did you ever
plate.
get spit on at a show?
I'm trying to think, like, it sounds like, I don't think it's a lagwagon thing, but I know that there's some bands that, like, do that.
Yeah. All right. Oh, hold on now. Ryan Shuttleworth.
A buddy of mine, we went and saw Flogging Molly, and a drunk gentleman decided he needed to pee right at that moment and right on my friend's leg just during the middle of the set.
Wow.
In the middle of the crowd.
You remember Tony Bennett used to jack into a crock
Shut
pot.
up.
When you have a spot in a rail, you don't want to give
man,
it
look
up.
at this.
Exactly.
It's a crock pot. And I'm using my semen.
That was not a band member that did it, right?
No. That was,
okay.
thank God. No, they were nice enough. Flogging Molly, they were throwing Guinnesses into the crowd, so they were, they were helpful in that aspect.
Yeah.
Was it Striper that used to throw Bibles into the?
Yeah, Striper
Talk
did.
about the other.
I think
flip side of
King
the
Diamond
coin.
used to burn Bibles, I believe, at the
Yes.
shows, yeah.
Did anyone actually sing when they got up on stage?
Yeah. We got people crapping.
Oh yeah! Oh, we gotta sing.
Throwing Bibles. It'd be great is if you took a dump on a plate and threw a Bible out in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like have complete
You work it out.
opposite ends. Yeah, you figure it out. So by the way, for the for Naked Comedy, there are 2 Valentine's Day shows scheduled for 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Each performance running about 75 minutes. And you can get tickets through the Velvet Whip Arts and Social Club.
There are shows. I don't know if I assume they still exist. I think we talked about them. They're in Manhattan or parts of Manhattan where you will go and watch people actually have full sex on stage.
I've never seen it advertised around here, but my sister and I, when we went to Paris, we're walking through the red light district, and sure enough, there's a guy out in front holding up a sign that says live sex on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, just as overt as that. And it was funny because the guy's holding it, and I come walking by and I said something to him, and he's like, "Oh, Americans." And he was American too. And I was like, yeah, I just thought I'd have like an American conversation.
Right.
All the guy wanted to do was get us inside to, pay and see the show. And I'm like, dude, I'm with my sister.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, come on in anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
I tell you what, I'll take a dump on a plate.
Yeah. But yeah, and New Orleans, they might have live sex, people advertising that stuff out in front. I don't know.
Have you ever
if they
seen the way they're
really
laid
do it.
out? It's literally like, guys, it's like it's almost like a bar with some high tops. At least I saw it. They were showing the pictures inside with the lights turned on. And the middle section is just like your bedroom, Preston, a room made entirely out of a bed.
Of a bed, yeah.
And that's where they do the fornicating.
Oh, wow. There is a bar in New Orleans where all of the bartenders are topless. But it's like an underground dungeon bar.
Right.
Where they want you to keep your cell phones away and
That's
things
not
like that.
uncommon.
So, like, they're not strippers. They're just standing there serving with their tops off.
Okay.
And then there's some, like, sex stuff going on around you.
I've been to a place called the Dungeon in New Orleans, but there was no sex going on at the time.
Yeah,
That was
don't
a few
order
years
the
ago.
poo-poo platter.
By the way, Steve, and I'm going to switch gears into another. This ties into this another City Beat story, and I didn't print it up or anything like that. In case you can hit the music if you want. But is there any truth? Yeah, you sent a text.
Oh,
is Lou Turks changing?
That's what I saw, and I didn't know if they were changing the name. Case, have you heard anything about that? I saw it pop up again. It was on social media.
I'm going to have to talk to my lieutenant governor about this because I have not heard anything about
we were
this.
looking for verification.
All right, Mike Vito, you have failed me because if this is happening and you have not informed me.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Steve said a staple of Delco that every guy knows is changing its name to Carousel Delco. It's been around since the mid-'70s. Not sure if there is new ownership or what. However, regardless of any name change, it will always be known as Lou Turks and as hashtag Delco.
Okay, here's something up on the TV here. That
monitor?
The guys called up Preston.
It looks like it's from their official Instagram page, too.
All right, Delco Icon introduces the new name Carousel Delco. It says, today marks an exciting new chapter as Lou Turks officially becomes the Carousel Delco, the new name of Delco, historic gentlemen's club and longtime local staple. The transition comes alongside recent renovations, upgraded, and new amenities, menu enhancements, and new management, all designed to elevate the guest experience while honoring our roots.
Oh, they better have a carousel. Right?
Yeah, if it's going to be called that. It says, while change is always bittersweet, we couldn't be more excited to usher in this next era and deliver an exceptional entertainment experience for both loyal regulars and first-time guests.
Well, Mr. Delco, what do you think about this?
I think this sucks. I mean, especially if it didn't change ownership, and even if it did change ownerships.
Lou Turks is such a iconic name.
Yeah. Yeah,
let's see what the Carousel
Yeah.
Delco has to offer.
I went there.
If it's an indoor amusement park.
I went there one time, and it was in the day, and a person I knew was working there.
Oh, yeah,
Barb.
Yeah.
Remember Barb?
Yeah, she would
Barb
have
Joyce?
to change her own tape on the boombox.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's like, hang on. She was bartending and dancing at the same time. It's like, hang on. I got to put music on and go up and do a set.
This is, I might have to hand in my Delco card, but I've actually never been inside Lou Turks.
What?
Yeah. And in fact, it's kind of like I'm penalizing myself because I never went there before they changed the decor inside.
Right.
Because it was just this kind of dingy strip club or whatever in Delco, and then small. But then they refurbed the whole thing, and after they did that, I was like, I didn't get to see it.
A lot of dark wood.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Mahogany.
I didn't see it in its original form, so
Right.
I'm penalizing myself for that. So
All right. Well, you
maybe
gotta be
I need
honest.
to get in there before it changes names. Has it officially changed names yet?
I think it's officially changed.
I think it's officially changed. I did a little digging. It looks like they did these renovations last month. So I don't think, as far as we can tell, there's no ownership changes. They are having a hiring event this afternoon.
Okay.
If anyone's available between 2 and 5, they're looking for entertainers, bar staff, bar backs, DJs, house moms, and housekeeping staff.
The house
The
mom.
house mom is such a wild gig. Our friend Shannon from Risque.
Yeah.
She's like the quintessential house mom.
Yep.
Yeah, she's great.
I used to go to that Wawa next to Lou Turks all the time because they used to sell Pizza Hut breadsticks there.
So the guys are going in, all tented up, walking into Lou Turks, and you're going, hey, they have the pizza over there.
But imagine, it's like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you want some Pizza Hut breadsticks. Those are the best breadsticks out there. And you could get them at all times
For
of the
my
day.
money.
Yeah, for my money, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I wish them luck. I don't know about the Carousel Delco as a name. I mean, it'll probably catch on. I mean, who would think Lou Turks was a good stripper name? Strip club,
a
any
thing.
name anyway,
Are
so
we
it doesn't really
talking
matter.
Live broadcast?
Oh, my God. Remember last time we did a live broadcast at a strip club? That probably would have been at Club Risque.
Yeah.
Fat Tuesday.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Dude. I remember looking around. Like, time ceases to exist when you're in a strip club.
It does.
Especially in the morning.
Yeah.
Because we would go in before the sun would come up, and it stays pitch black dark inside those places.
Yep.
We do an entire morning show and then walk outside. And Steve, it's like in the movie, Brew Breaker when they come out of the.
WMMR.
Thank you, Marissa. As we head to the end of our coolest teacher of the year promotion, the final school chosen actually is Neshaminy High School. That's tomorrow morning. We're going to find out who the coolest is. But we have a momentous occasion to share this morning. Not only a two-time winner of coolest teacher back in 2018 was the first time he got this distinction, but he's retiring this year after 50 years of teaching.
That's pretty staggering.
St. Hubert's High School history and psychology teacher, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Schaefer.
Hey!
Joining us this morning. David, hello, good morning.
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
We are doing great. Hey, congratulations. This is obviously, this is a big year for you. 50 years of teaching, and you're retiring, and you get the coolest teacher right at the very end of this whole thing. It's got to feel pretty good.
It is, and it's very humbling. It is.
Oh, man. Wow. So
these kids here are great.
But listen, they have nothing but great things to say about you because we got comments when people had voted, and I'll read off a few of them to you. Somebody wrote his inspirational speeches to ignite drive and motivation from within yourself. Somebody said that he has the biggest heart. He's the heart of our school and knows how to make everyone have a great time with anything he's involved in. And they also said you put on a killer performance of My Girl at every school dance.
That's true. That's definitely true.
So 50 years, this whole thing coming to an end. Is this a retirement, or are you moving on to some other aspect of education, or what's the plan?
No, it's a retirement.
Okay.
I just want to spend more time with my wife, and I have 8 grandchildren.
Wow.
The 3 of them are in high school now playing sports. The 2 younger ones are playing sports. 3 are in England. I'd like to get to see them a little more often. I want to get around and spend more time with my family.
So 50 years of teaching. David, when you started your career, when you were heading down this path, did you know that this is what you were meant to do?
As a teacher, I kind of got that my first or second year. I really did. And then it just took off from there. Teaching's more than just what's in the classroom. It's what you can do for the kids, for their lives, in every aspect of it. So that's the most important thing, I think.
Yeah.
There's a great film called Mr. Holland's Opus, and talks about a teacher who went into it reluctally. I don't think that was your case, but it was a pivotal moment when he found out how to connect to the kids. He wasn't making a connection, and eventually, within those first couple of years, he found a way to get into it, and then that got him. That was like, oh, this is how you do this,
right.
And this is so satisfying as well. Do you remember any moments along the way, Mr. Schaefer, where you were like, I made a connection. This is how you do it?
I did. It was my second year, and there was this girl that was having major problems at home. And instead of going to, I guess, counseling or something, she came and she asked me if she could talk to me. And then we talked for a long while. And then I found out that she also had a disorder that she was dealing with. And then I kind of helped her through it, I think. And then when she came back 2 years later, she told me how awesome it was and what I did, then I knew I was on the right path.
It's amazing. Over the course of 50 years, the amount of people that you've taught. Obviously, I'm sure they're all near and dear to you, but any particular individuals who got on to achieve exceptional things, anybody we might know, or just a massive accomplishment you're sort of proud they went on to achieve?
I'm just, if I mentioned one, I would have.
Okay, all right, understood. And then you catch all sorts of crap because of that. So we'll let you off the hook.
Yeah. No, it's just teaching here at St. Hubert's has been a joy from day one.
Wow.
From day one. These girls just reach out. They do whatever they can for you, and the respect is unbelievable. And I guess it's a two-way street. If you respect them, they respect you.
So, looking forward to retirement. What is it what's first? Vacation, sleep? What are you going to do?
Well, first, believe it or not, is to get some health issues taken care of.
Okay.
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 All right. Then second is a little vacation.
Yeah.
All right. But I'm still going to continue to coach basketball here.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's so that's one of your passions is coaching and
Right.
and the game of basketball. Well, good for you.
Exactly. When you asked me how I got into teaching, when I graduated from college, I said, with psychology, they said, what are you going to do with it? I said, I don't know. And then they said, well, there's not many options. And they said, what would you like to do? And I said, I'd like to coach. And they said, well, to be able to coach, you're going to have to teach. So then I took the education courses, and that's, boom, how that got started.
Wow.
That many years ago. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
50 years. That is really that's rare air. That's wonderful. Congratulations to you, David. We hope you have a wonderful retirement. I know it's going to be very emotional for you, I'm sure. But you've earned everything that you've achieved, and we're adding on to those list of achievements by giving you yet again another Preston Steve Coolest Teacher of the Year coffee mug. But new this year, David, we have the Coolest Teacher nameplate. That you're not going to have a desk to put it on.
Put it on your desk at home.
Put it at home.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will.
And we'll also give you, from our friends at Dunkin', who are the sponsors, a wonderful tumbler and a $50 gift card to Dunkin' as well. But
Well, I appreciate that, guys. And can I end with the way I end each class?
please. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Hey. Have a nice day.
That's what. Yes. So wonderful. Excellent. Congratulations, David, and thanks for everything you've done for these kids. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
You got it. David Schaefer, That's remarkable.
I
It
love
really
stuff
is
like that.
remarkable. I do too.
You're a fan of the movie To Serve with Love as well, right?
Yeah.
Where he realizes to make a difference, to actually change. A lot of times for a lot of kids, the only adult figure, and in this case, it might be the only adult male figure that has any sort of impact on them,
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
All right, when I say teacher, first name that comes to mind.
Sidney Poitier.
No, I mean your own in your own.
My favorite
world,
teacher?
yeah.
That's a tough one. I had a couple good ones. Believe it or not, though, he was a demon he had a temper. Mr. Harris.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Long, who was an English teacher.
All right, first name comes to mind is Miss Spring. She was my first grade teacher.
Yeah.
She was just super sweet to me. And then Mrs. Hedrick in 7th grade, Mr. Becker. Those are the ones that just immediately, as soon as you say favorite teacher.
I met Mr. Becker, right?
Mr. Becker was my
yeah.
band teacher.
Yeah.
Casey met
he was
him.
great. I go straight, Miss D, my 6th grade teacher. She's now Mrs. Cochran. She was the best teacher I ever had. And then second would be Mr. Folcomer. He was my homeroom teacher and history teacher freshman year. And then Mr. Quinn, my math teacher junior, senior year.
Nice. How about you, Marissa?
All right, I go. Miss Edwards was Morristown Friends. She was actually my first and second grade teacher. She had a combined class, which is crazy. But she taught me how to play the violin. And then I go to Waldron. I go to Miss Flynn, who actually just passed away a couple of weeks ago. And I do have to thank the people at Waldron. They actually, do you guys remember a few months ago we did a video of the oldest T-shirts that we have?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I wore my T-shirt from 6th grade. Well, they sent me an updated T-shirt.
That's
Which is
great.
cute. But then my OG is Pete Capano. And he was my photography teacher at Springside. And he actually just retired.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he wants to
Okay.
come in and tell stories about me as a high schooler. Do you guys want to hear those?
Only if the stories are good.
I bet you they are.
Give him the bums rush out of here.
Ryan, what about you?
My 4th grade teacher, Mr. Moore, he was the coolest guy in the world, and he just made you want to learn. Like everything was great. He was like an R&B singer, so it was like all incorporating like Motown and things like that.
Love
so
that.
always stuck with that. And then for high school, Senior Chief Colamarca was in the ROTC program and taught about how being self-disciplined and shooting for your goals, whatever they may be, to go for it and give your best in everything. So those are the two that stick out.
And I'm sure everybody listening right now is running through that list of their favorite teachers. So that's why we do this at the end of the school year. All right, so before we move on to anything else, I promise you this. Casey had said that this year with Coolest Teacher, his record is unblemished. He did not accidentally hit the burp sound effect one time.
Yeah.
So normally when we're about ready to announce the Coolest Teacher, you will hit a drum roll. And that's what it is. But for a long stretch, he has this sound effect unit in front of him, and it's got 50 buttons on it. But there are different banks that you can that you have within that unit. So there are like 10 pages of 50 different effects, and if Casey's on the wrong page, he could hit the same button as the drum roll, but sometimes it's on a different page and you get this. Yes. And so
which you would blame on, you called it fat fingers, right? Was it,
No. That's actually not fat fingers. That's just me forgetting to switch from bank 1 to bank 6.
Right. And so we have a montage of us drawing the names of coolest teachers.
I actually almost spit up my coffee yesterday because I played a little bit for you guys. And then I went and grabbed coffee. I came back and I was thinking about it because to me personally, it's 2.5 minutes long. I don't know if we're going to play the whole thing. To me, it gets funnier and funnier every single time because I hit the button, the burp comes, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to switch the banks.
Case, that's not even all of it.
Yeah,
I think there was another like 5 minutes that we had to cut out.
All right, well, listen, this is a sample. There we go. This is how it would roll out. So here's what we do. We have somebody reach in and draw the first school. Should I begin?
It's you.
In front of me?
You're the Preston.
Oh, God, I do that every time.
Just why a burp?
Because it was on the wrong page.
We should have a burp roll just to have a backup.
We have an announcement to make. We have a winner of Preston C. School's teacher from yesterday. And what was that for?
It was not for anything. It was for that.
Okay. The school that we chose yesterday was Gwynedd Mercy. We now have a name and a prize to.
I did it again. Sorry, man.
Now I will want that belch every day now.
We got to find out who our coolest teacher is. Seriously?
Just mark one on the board.
That was
a list of
first mistake. What was that meant to be?
It was meant to be this. I forgot to switch the sound bank.
That's more impressive than the burp.
Drum roll, please.
All right.
What was that? And we're ready to announce our winner, so let's do that very thing. Had a little gas, so let's get rid of that first. And I'm feeling very strong this morning.
Yeah,
Almost bionic. The next announcement is happening right now. So, Casey, give me a drum roll, please. Never mind. And we have a winner.
Yeah.
God, I hate when I do
Drum roll, burp. It's the same button.
What just happened?
It's on the wrong page.
He's on the wrong page.
It happens probably like 3 or 4 times a year.
We are happy to announce that the cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exclamation.
Nailing Palin.
Yeah.
Jeebus Christ. H-E double hockey sticks.
I have kids, and I don't curse in front of them. Sometimes this spills over to these airwaves.
Yes, it does. We have an announcement to make concerning our coolest teacher.
God damn it. Done.
It should be the thing now. It should just be the default button. It's so good.
Yeah, my
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, apparently. Oh, my God. But we didn't hear that once.
Nope.
Not one time
Not
this year.
even one.
Good run.
I kind of miss it.
Well, maybe tomorrow. But if I did it tomorrow,
It would look
sound like
forced.
it would
It'd
be
be-
like I did it
It
on
has to be
purpose.
organic or it doesn't mean anything.
Can't do that. So, all right. Anyhow, we have one more school to go, and that's in Chamonix High School in Langhorne. So you guys get to vote. Make sure that you do that now. Hey, there have been some surveys that have come out. And I have compiled them into a stack of surveys, and we'll pass along the results to you now.
You know, originally this was, as we said before, the collection of horrible survey ideas that we would get as part of these various show preps services that we use. And actually, this has become, some of these surveys are actually pretty good.
So we'll start with this one. A poll of 5,000 adults across the country, just ahead of National Cheese Day coming up on June 4th, finds that for many folks, cheese is a part of their daily routine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I eat cheese every day. I do.
You do?
Absolutely.
You do? In your salad.
I have feta cheese on my salad every day. All right, 16% say they are constantly eating cheese, and 61% eat it often or sometimes?
Cheese.
Now, of those surveyed, only 3% say they never eat cheese. You might be lactose intolerant.
It's quite possible, though there are options if you are.
It is the favorite food of 82% of the respondents, and 91% love to add cheese as a topping or ingredient to meals, and 77% say it's their go-to snack.
We talked about cheese and are likely, like, for example, if you see a part of the cheese that's turning, you'll just simply whittle that off and eat the rest.
Yeah. So cheese is kind of I like it on pretty much anything that I may eat. I include it in a lot of meals, but it is my kind of go-to. I just need something quick.
Right.
I just need a little, I'll grab a piece of cheddar and a couple of crackers and they'll do me, or those little, the fresh mozzarella. They sell them in the cellophane covered like 3 little ball clusters.
No.
Oh, you don't know those?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Wrapped.
You can buy them in a bag.
Yeah.
Of a whole bunch of them, kind of like the, Babel.
I know the
cheeses.
Bell ones, yeah.
So they make these fresh
I was looking
mozzarellas.
for those. I literally, because for Mother's Day, we're going to do savory s'mores.
Okay.
And I bought the Baby Bells, and I was looking for little individually wrapped mozzarellas.
They have those. What are savory s'mores?
So it's like a s'more, but you use cheese and basically charcuterie instead of your regular s'mores.
Okay, so like crackers, not graham crackers.
Yeah, but like regular crackers, and then you cook the
boxes of crackers.
Boxes of crackers.
Don't forget the candy bars too.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued. So you heat the
Of crackers.
boxes. One more time, here, please.
Yeah, of course.
Boxes of crackers.
So I mean, obviously you can't like straight up melt the cheese over the fire.
Why not?
But you can char it and soften it up
And stroke it.
and then stroke it and pet it and massage it.
All right, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So do you stick it on
on a skewer.
On a skewer.
Yeah.
And hold it over the fire
Hold it
until it
over
just gets a little warm.
Yeah.
Not full on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean, if
intrigued.
you think about it, I mean, the same thing with a marshmallow. Marshmallow goes straight up, melt over the fire. But unfortunately, on Mother's Day, right when we were getting ready to do it all, it started raining. So we just ended up having charcuterie.
I've got to bring bread cheese in for you guys sometime.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
cheese.
I got to do it. It is so good. You heat it up on a skillet, straight up, man. And it's wonderful. It doesn't melt. It stays firm, fairly solid, even though you heat it up, and it is so yummy. You know what? Who has that as a fogo de chão serves that as kind of a walk around appetizer.
Yep.
I like it that.
Covered in honey. I sprinkle a little fresh rosemary on it. It's excellent.
The brand, Preston, who makes the individually wrapped mozzarella cheeses, Bella Giosio,
Yes.
they actually make individual cheeses of all kinds. Fontina.
What about like a brie?
Well, you can find brie of other ones. I don't know if they actually make brie in their specialties, but they have Fontina, Parmesan, Asiago.
Yeah, Casey, I used to bring those individually
I thought you did,
wrapped
too, yeah.
bries in with my lunch regularly. Those are fantastic too. But yeah, Marissa, I've bought these Fontina cheeses that they have, the individuals as well. So, but that's my kind of go-to. I need something real quick out of
Cheese
the fridge.
and crackers.
Yeah,
and I used to have very little cheese literacy. Didn't like American cheese. That'd be it. But now, man, bring it on, baby.
I feel like cheese boards aren't on menus anymore as much as they used to be.
Okay.
Like, remember for a while that was like the appetizer du jour at most restaurants? I
Right.
want to see that come back.
Yeah, I agree. It's a solid get. Nearly 3/4 of those surveyed, 73% say cheese is a staple in their grocery carts, as they always or often buy it. Yeah, I think we probably get some every time we go to the grocery store, some type of cheese. Would you put cream cheese?
No,
I don't.
I find
don't.
that to be a little different.
That to me is a medicated ointment.
No, it's more of a
It's a
spread.
spread.
Yeah.
What is the non-cheesiest cheese you would say? Cheese.
Non-cheesiest cheese.
Cottage cheese.
That is a cheese.
That's a good way to be. Yeah, Steve. That's
Cottage
a good one.
cheese.
Cottage cheese. I don't see that as a cheese per
No,
se.
you don't
but
see
it
mice
is.
going after that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A fresh
Famunda?
fresh mozzarella I find to be good, but it is kind of bland. You know what I mean?
What about that cheese that is a spread but is still kind of a cheese?
talking about?
Like a
Cheese
port
whiz?
wine
Like a port
or
wine, yeah.
Oh, like pub cheese.
Yeah. Is that still a cheese or is that a spread?
I think it's a cheese.
Yeah.
A Boursin.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. They make a vegan version.
I love a Boursin.
Do you remember the port wine cheese ball with the nuts on the outside?
Yeah,
that was a regular back in the day.
Oh, was it?
I
Yeah.
loved those, man. I'd
was
get
never a
high and
fan.
eat a whole one. Eat it like an apple.
Well, maybe I need to get high and do that.
That's what it helps.
Yeah, I do love
Doesn't
the
hurt.
pub cheese tubs, though. I mean, for me, the win and pretzel sticks and that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell
mother,
yes.
Mother of God.
When I was a kid, we would get obviously what Triscuits are, we would get Cracker Barrel cheese and just cut that into slices, put a slice on top of a Triscuit and stick it in the toaster oven.
Yeah.
Man,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time. And we don't do that. Yeah.
Back to your non-cheese cheese. I think mine is mascarpone
Okay.
because it's a cheese, but it's
Al
usually
Capone's cousin.
it's usually used for desserts.
You're right. Yeah, it's less. It's a little bland.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about, but
I got to look this up.
It can accompany a sweeter, like you can put some fruit or jam or
I'm not
something like
familiar
that
with
on it. Yeah.
mascarpone.
It's usually, Steve, in cannolis. Like when
Oh,
you
then
do
I
the
am familiar with mascarpone.
chocolate chip mascarpone cannolis.
Yes.
All right,
So you can add flavors to it. It gives you that consistency.
I do know it, and I
Yeah.
do like it.
So 3/4
agree.
of cheese of 3/4 love cheese for the taste. Really, 74%. While 51% eat it for comfort.
I eat it for texture.
49% enjoy it for convenience, and 46% say cheese makes meals more satisfying or filling. I do agree with that.
So years ago, I would have completely balked. I would have recoiled in horror at the notion of having simply cheese and crackers and olives as a meal.
Oh,
and
man.
now I could do that no problem.
Yeah, most definitely. Younger Americans are more likely to call themselves cheese enthusiasts, 61% of Gen Z compared to 44% of baby boomers. So that's hope for our future.
My my roommate in junior college, Kyle, he was allergic to cheese. He was lactose intolerant, and I felt so bad for him because he just didn't know the joys of cheese. But I will say his mom did a great job of making some really yummy savory snacks for him that didn't involve cheese, like little pepperoni rolls and stuff like that. So she did a really, really good job of, trying to make lemonade out of lemons, but that poor guy.
Pepperoni out of cheese.
Yeah. What's that?
No, is he aware now of the various versions of cheese that are?
I mean, I'm sure he's aware, but he's not keenly aware the same way we are.
Oh, man.
He's never had a cheeseburger.
Living in the shell.
Yeah.
I know it's an easy way to cut calories, but I feel bad for anybody that orders a hamburger without cheese.
You'd be then upset about me.
I know, Steve.
I don't do cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
I do like them. I have no problem with them, but I prefer them without cheese.
By the way, Marissa, just a quick couple of texts. Mascarpone is not in cannolis; it's in tiramisu.
What would you like?
Cannolis is ragout.
You're right. You're right.
But it's similar in that. I understand. Ragout. All right, so there's your cheese survey. Let's get something else. All right. Survey of 1,000 U.S. adults, 3 in 4 think that restaurants should offer some kind of adults-only dining. 75% said that, and 79% of them are parents themselves.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Sometimes I tend to go to restaurants. Some of them I go to are full family. But I can't remember the last time I encountered a restaurant situation where there were what I would call unruly kids or kids running around.
I couldn't tell you the last time I've dined and felt shut that kid up or leave, keep an eye on that kid. I haven't been out a whole lot lately, but it doesn't really bother me that much.
They're not on my radar, and I've been to places where we're completely family friendly.
I feel like a lot of places after a certain hour become adult. The kids going home, an obvious hour right after 8 or 8:30.
Pants come off.
But I do know some places that have had to ban strollers. Because if there's just if it's a smaller place, you just can't have so many strollers in the area, especially if it's more of a hang than a restaurant.
Yeah, we'll go to PJ's sometimes. There's a PJ's near us, Lawrence Park, and that one I think is a little bit more family friendly. And then if you ever do dining under the stars in media, which they do every Wednesday now, tons of families. I have zero problems, even if a kid is being unruly, as long as the parents are putting forth an effort.
Agreed.
Right? Yeah, that's it. That's all you got to do.
The case I had, there was a couple of years ago. We were at the shore, we were in Wildwood, and we were at a restaurant, and there was a family with it was 8 or 9 of them sitting at this table, and there was a little kid, toddler, and they let the kid play with all of the sugars out of the the individual packets. And so they're all strewn out all over the place. The kids just grabbing them and maybe sticking some in their mouth or whatever. I saw the mom take all of those sugars, put them back together, and stick them back into the little caddy. And I'm like, hey, don't let them play with something it's going to be food that's going to be wasted because you're going to have to throw it away.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't feel like she needed to throw it away. With this kid slobbering and getting their fingers all over this stuff,
Kid
I was
slime?
like, please.
Yeah.
It's usually the parents. You're right, Case.
We were on a family vacation in Acadia in Maine, and we went out to dinner one night, and it was so funny because we essentially, as a family, we babysat somebody like these strangers' kids, like because and we were totally fine with it because this woman. They had their hands full, you know what I mean, and like we sort of had that like it takes a village sort of mentality.
Children?
What's that?
Did you abduct?
We did not abduct the children, but Steve at one point, and we still to this day. I mean, I don't even know how many years ago that was. We'll go. What do you got? A knife there? Because we look over and this kid is standing on the chair, and it was a butter knife, but he was standing there with a butter knife, and I just go, "What do you got? A knife there?" And the kid goes, and he just holds a knife up to his. But sometimes, and I just feel like, adults, they need to get out, right? And so, some might have the mentality of like, stay at home, but like they need to get out. They need to be sane for a moment.
Absolutely. I have this one life-changing experience where I was out with either a family member or a friend that had a little kid, and I will remember the waitress coming over saying, does anyone need drinks? And then looks at the child and then looks at one of the adults and said, what are they having to eat? And I was like, wow, like we didn't even look at the menus yet. And it changed my perspective forever. For every server who comes up and knows that the child is ready to eat immediately when they get to the restaurant, and it'll calm them down and chill them out a little bit.
By the way, if you have a young child too, you can order things that really aren't even on the menu as well. I found that out. On
Unicorn kebabs.
By the way, Casey, going back to your kid with the knife thing, one of my favorite bits to surface on social media, it was a couple months back maybe, was people handing a very realistic looking butcher knife
It's hilarious
to a baby or a toddler, to an unsuspecting adult as they see this kid walking up with this huge knife. Hilarious.
It's so good.
All right, anyhow, I got another survey. That was just a quickie.
Okay, I'll give you
All right. So, Memorial Day weekend, many people consider it to be the unofficial kickoff to the summer season. And we do our opening of the Jersey Shore, start of the summer thing.
I know it's not the official, but for me, for us, it feels official.
It does not begin until June 21st. That's when the summer solstice is. But a new survey finds the average American thinks that the real start of the summer is a whole month sooner on May 21st. This was a poll of 5,000 adults across the U.S. They evenly split by state. Find that the date on the calendar does not make much difference. 92% say that they're in summer mode long before the season starts.
Yeah, end of May, absolutely.
Still, only 2/3, about 67%, feel prepared for the warmer months ahead. It seems to depend on where people live, as those living up north are ready to embrace the warm weather and go full summer mode, especially those in Maine, 74%, South Dakota, 73%, and New Hampshire at 73%. But residents in some warmer states may already be sick of the heat, as folks in California, Arizona, and New Mexico aren't as excited about summer's arrival as you might imagine. Just over a third of all respondents admit they struggle to keep up with the season, and 24% feel that summer is the easiest season to fall out of healthy habits as well.
It is. Yeah.
I don't know. I actually see winter as an easier.
Yeah, me too.
Around the holidays, getting to November, December, that's when I start faltering in healthier habits.
In that chunk of time, yes. But for the months of summer, I think you're more prone to be going out to, barbecues and so on and so forth, beach stuff where you're going to be grabbing a lot more comfort food and things of that nature. I guess it's...
I'm a little more active.
There are points to both.
Yeah. I'm in the minority here. I feel like summer doesn't really start until June anymore. Yeah. And it goes until September. Like, I really enjoy spring. I've embraced the fact that summer goes through September and then fall starts like October, November.
I still feel ingrained in me, as, when we were talking about our coolest teacher, I still feel that high school coming to an end was it's summer. That's
it.
what summer means.
End of
to me.
school was
not
summer.
necessarily just heat and what comes with the season.
Time
but it was
off.
like, but I still, we all did school for that many years. And it was just like, as June was approaching, it was like, oh man, here it comes.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. But right now, for me, I'm hardwired. Memorial Day is the kickoff.
Yeah.
And just psychologically, it feels that way.
Yeah. We may not necessarily get exactly the summer weather at that time, but that's when it happens for me too.
But I've decided over the course of the past 15, 20 years that autumn is my favorite, late September, October, early November, technically the cooler months. But if we get a legitimate spring, I'll take that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the extreme months or seasons present a lot of pain.
I prefer spring just because I love seeing the trees fill out again.
Yep.
That's when I start to feel like, okay, there's life.
And
It's
by the way,
happening.
with all the goddamn rain, stuff just exploded.
It has.
Like plants and stuff.
Yeah, and weeds too.
Yeah, weeds.
Isn't that fun? All right, so anyhow, that's that survey. One more at least. Let me pick out a good one here. How about this? So we think of young people as laid back and carefree, but new research suggests that may not be accurate. According to a new survey of 2,000 adults, the biggest worriers are actually Gen Z. 69% of them admit they often spiral over little things.
Give me the age frame of Gen Z again.
I don't know.
Marissa, do you know?
Gen Z is younger than millennials, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I think they're the current young generation.
Well, Gen Alpha is the youngest.
Okay.
Gen Z is born between 97 and 2012.
Okay.
All right.
All right. These
All
are
right.
my kids.
So your kids, yeah, mine.
Your two.
So they admit they often spiral over little things. Millennials aren't far behind with 63%, often overthinking, compared to just 38% of baby boomers. The poll reveals that 28% of Gen Zers take it even further, with more of them calling themselves a chronic overthinker than any other generation. A third of those, 32%, said it's a daily occurrence. So overthinking.
Yeah, trying to get outside your own head is something that is difficult for a lot of people.
So the top thing that they overthink about is going back over embarrassing moments.
Oh, I thought it would have been cheese.
No, no. Most people do think a lot about cheese, but Gen Z is thinking about those embarrassing moments. And that's hard. And I think that's just with the age. At that age, you overthink
Life
what
teaches
people
you-
think about
yeah.
you and what you've done.
Exactly. Life
And
teaches
worrying
you
about
that, oh my God, that's the guy when my pants fell down. The guy doesn't even remember it. Like you'll make these things that are so huge, and these are milestone moments in your life. And I nearly died when that happened. Oh, I don't even remember that.
But the thing about it is
it's the way you perceive it.
You can say that to someone till you're blue in the face, and you just
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
It just comes with age.
Yeah,
I
and
think
it'll be part of the deal.
And Gen Z is growing up at a time where everything is captured on video or
That
camera too. Whereas for us, they're just stories.
Yeah. No, I was an overthinker for sure back in the day.
Were you worried, which we would call a worry wart?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I definitely was concerned about my image, my public persona with my friends, my group.
Didn't want to do anything embarrassing.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I literally was driving last week. I know exactly where I was.
Lucky.
I was passing by Rose Street Park, and I had this vivid memory of something that had happened to me in 8th grade, and I was like, oh.
It still cuts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was 40 years.
I know.
I'm like, oh
I
my
know.
God.
There are techniques that you can use through therapy to kind of get past these things, but man, there are still things that I will think about from my earlier days that I'll wince. I like physically just go, God, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Sometimes you just have to go back and kill the people that embarrassed you.
Right?
Then it's done.
That's
If
a
they're
nice
not
release.
around,
But
nobody
listen, I mentioned on the air, kindergarten. But the bathroom door was locked, and I peed my pants because the teacher was a little senile. We didn't know that at the time. But Mrs. Cross, love you wherever you are, whatever part of heaven you're at. And I remember those moments. I remember the moment this was 5th or 6th grade. We were going to go see the movie. It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. It was a weekend school trip where everyone wanted to get in on the movies.
Yeah.
And I was so excited, and I was there. And there were a couple of kids were trying to pick on me, and my dad had just dropped me off. He saw me getting, pushed by these kids, and he came out. My dad had the habit of wearing, like in the winter, a long coat, but shorts underneath. So he looked like a flasher all the time. And I remember, like, oh my God! I can remember every aspect of this story, and him actually admonishing me to stand up for myself. And
really,
yeah.
I waste hours of my week thinking and overthinking things. I have seen this tip, which I like. Well, let me ask you guys. If Chuck comes in to us, our boss, and says, hey, I got to talk to you after the show, do you immediately think negative, or do you just...
Negative, yeah.
Always think negative, right?
I'm getting called to the principal's office.
Yes. There's like a tip for managers should go, hey, it's nothing important. It's nothing big, or you're not in trouble, but like, hey, let's talk after the show.
We've got a cheese problem.
To calm me down.
Chuck's good about that.
Yes.
Because he has said, hey, I need to talk to you. He's like, don't worry about it. It's nothing, not a big deal, But if I don't get that word, then I'm like, oh, great. What did I do?
You're fired.
What the hell did I do?
You're fired.
So, yes, embarrassing moments are what they overthink about, followed by things that they didn't say but wish they had.
Yeah, I've been there.
Most definitely. And how their texts will be perceived.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that they really worry about.
So you just, after a long enough time, you realize, don't count on the way your words are going to be perceived. Keep it as lean and mean as possible. And don't try for nuance, because it's virtually impossible to pull off.
Yeah.
Leave the nuance for when you see the person in person.
Yeah.
But when it's lean and mean, sometimes you're not explaining everything.
I'd rather fault that way than over-explain.
My brain goes the other way, where I'd rather over-explain and explain all the reasons why I'm asking for this, because maybe that doesn't.
But also via text, like there was, I forgot what it was, but somebody I needed to get back to about something. And I'm like, the text ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was sensitive. It was just like there were too many things that needed to be covered.
Moving
and I'm
parts.
like, I need to talk to this person about it. And then I forget to call them. It's like, come on, man. But there are times where it's too much work to try to compose it the way it needs to be. It needs to be shared with emphasis and everything in its right place. And, I'll just set that aside and, I'm just going to have to talk to that person.
In that amount of time, you could have picked up the phone, if you do remember to do that, and tell them.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
You want to tell them.
Yeah. All right. So, anyhow, younger Americans are the biggest overthinkers.
All right.
That survey. That's our final survey that we share with you today. We do need to take a break and come back and get to the bizarre file. A little later this morning, our buddy Quincy Harris is stopping by for a chit chat. Roots Picnic is coming up this weekend. He's going to be a part of that. So stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment. Confinement.
Yeah. How many times were we? There was the police are coming by, or there's some sort of you're too loud, or this is going on, and we had to juggle all that stuff, and the perennial fear or the perpetual fear that the broadcast was going to be shut down.
Yep.
All the time.
The good old days.
The good old days. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to segue from that into the Puppy Bowl.
I love it.
The Puppy Bowl has some Philadelphia connections this year. I saw an article this morning that some local athletes are providing a newfound source of hometown pride for us, because we don't have any real football players in the actual game. So animal shelters from Bucks, Delaware, Chester, and Montgomery counties, plus one from South Jersey, sent some of their best players to the latest Puppy Bowl. And I got this in the Philadelphia Voice. So the afternoon, it'll air the afternoon of Super Bowl, and 2 p.m. is when you'll find it on Animal Planet, HBO Max, Discovery, TBS, True TV, and Discovery Plus. And so I've got the names of the players.
Let's hear the players.
So we've got Cricket, who's a Pit Bull Staffordshire Terrier, and he's playing on Team Fluff.
Nice.
And then you have Devon Tail Smith.
Okay.
Is an Akita Husky, and he's playing for Team Rough.
All right.
So there's Team Fluff and Team Rough.
Okay,
those are the two teams.
combatants.
Finch is a Beagle. He's on Team Fluff. Then you have Grasshopper, who's a Pit Bull Staffordshire Terrier, playing for Fluff. Jill is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. And Team Fluff. I love Spaniels. We had a Cocker Spaniel when I was a kid. Just the cutest dogs.
Especially when they're puppies, man.
Lynn is an unknown breed and plays for Ruff. Oscar is a mini poodle who plays for Ruff. Shirley is an unknown breed and plays for Ruff. And then the last player from our area is Teddy, an Akita Husky mix.
Marissa's in love.
Playing for Teen Fluff.
That face.
I know. It's super cute. Yeah. So that's coming up on Super Bowl Sunday.
I always end up watching a bit of the Puppy Bowl, and then they have the Kitten Bowl, which is similar. We had the king of them all. We had the Possum Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Puppy Pooper Bowl.
During the Puppy Bowl, because I've never really watched it, is it just dogs running around?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're running. They have certain ways that they can quote unquote score. Sometimes they've had hamsters in a
ball.
The
little free rolling.
But they've had them sort of in a blimp flying over to give color commentary.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's cute. It's really cute.
Okay, so that's coming up.
And the great idea here is that they're going to get all these animals adopted out because they're all up for adoption.
Okay,
So,
with millions of people watching,
Yeah.
there's going to be no problem.
We had Eric Bazillion play the halftime of the Possum Bowl.
Yeah, we did.
It was so
amazing.
and he came in and sang "What If God Was One of Us?" during the Possum Bowl.
It was awesome. And at that point, we were like, I felt bad for him because he's like, my career has come to this. But he was great. One thing that's great about Eric Bazillion, great sense of humor.
Oh,
and
he's
he was
the best.
all about it. Yep. And we had Jesse Kyle
singing the national anthem.
Oh my God, we're looking at video of this right now. Wow. How many possums did we have in?
We had like 3 or 4.
I thought we only had 2. Oh my God, we had Scott Palmer.
Scott
there.
Palmer was doing play-by-play.
Oh my
That's
God.
ridiculous.
Do we have that many?
Greg Monahan did the stadium. It was amazing.
That's funny.
And by the way, that's where I fell in love with possums.
And we did it because Kathy had just absolutely
Hated them.
possum.
She didn't like the marsupial tail.
I think they're cute.
I think they're very cute.
They are.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, let me see if there was, one more thing I'll mention. And I'm bringing this up. It's not until March, but Monster Mania Con, they do several of them at the Doubletree in Hilton. I was just personally excited about this one because there's a couple of Stranger Things connections this time around.
So we'll see if we can get some of these people because Dave is the muckety muck. He does a phenomenal job putting these things together.
Linda Hamilton's going to be there, which is great. She was the foe in that final season of Stranger Things. Obviously, you know her from Terminator and many other things as well.
I would say if I had to have one of my issues, they didn't use her enough.
Okay.
They should have used her a little bit more.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
And she and Edward Furlong are actually going to be there together. He's from Terminator 2. They were in there together. And then someone who we feel has become a friend of ours, Cara Buono.
Yes.
Who plays Karen Wheeler on Stranger Things. She is going to be at Monster Mania Con.
She's amazing.
Well. Yeah. And a few other cool ones, too. So Skeet Ulrich.
Yes, a friend of the show. We've had him on.
Yeah.
We have Thomas Jane from The Mist and The Punisher and 61. A lot of great movies. And Elizabeth Shue. I want to talk to Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah, man.
Not only the Karate Kid, but it ties into the genre stuff with The Boys.
Let me
and Adventures in Babysitting and Back to the Future and all that other stuff.
Let me work with Dave and see if he can. A lot of times what happens is they come in after the show on Friday, but even a Zoom or something with Elizabeth Shue or any of these people would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Because those are the people we love. That's in the wheelhouse.
Yep. Steve. Marissa just pulled this up. So you and I, Welcome to Derry. Amanda Christine is one of the kid actors.
Oh.
She's going to be, and so is Miles Eckhart. Oh, there's a few of them from Welcome to Derry. That'd be really cool.
Let's see what we can do. All right, Dave, if
my
you're
God,
listening.
like almost the whole cast.
Wow.
Dave listens all the time, so I'll see if I can swing this.
Oh, dude, yeah. We definitely have to do that.
How good was Welcome to Derry?
I think I'm going to watch it again. I loved it.
I usually don't do that, and I probably will. If you liked Stranger Things, I would say that season, this first season, is every bit as good as any season of Stranger Things. And I love Stranger Things.
Yeah. Even more intense.
Yeah.
Than
More
Stranger
intense.
Things.
Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, it's time to wrap it up. Looking at the clock. City Beat.
Scooby wow wow. That hurt.
Our next guest is actually holding up. Is that Sting?
No, it's the Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. He's holding up an action figure of the Ultimate Warrior, and we are excited to have him on. Once again, he's awesome. And Engines of Demolition is coming out on March 27th. This is the latest from Black Label Society. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us via Zoom, the amazing Zach Wild is on the program. Hey, man, how you doing, bud? Obviously a wrestling fan.
Oh, totally, but yeah, without a doubt, definitely the Warrior all day long. So but yeah, my wife, like you said, my wife, she'll go. My girlfriend of 72 years. She'll go, babe, they're dolls. I go, they're action figures, right? She goes, what are you? She's like, what are you, 12? I go, no. I'm 13 now. I'm a teenager.
Zach, I saw you on Billy Corgan's show, which is great, and he's a massive fan.
Awesome, man.
And you brought a wrestling cutout as well. Was it the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah, it was the Warrior.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's hilarious.
I had to bear the ultimate gift out on a show. So yeah.
You know what? I want to ask you a question and what you think about. You said how awesome Billy is. Billy Corgan's been on our program many times, and he still surprises me after all these years. The guy growing up, when Smashing Pumpkins hit, they were deep alt. They were a harder alt rock band, but I had no idea the depth of his love for all kinds of music, especially like metal and stuff. I never realized that he was deep into all of that stuff. Did you find that surprising?
Yeah, because me and Billy are like the same age. I just turned 59. So, but it's just like, Dimebag, Billy, myself. I mean, like all of us, if we all went to high school together, we'd all be talking about how awesome Eddie Van Halen is and Randy Rhoads and, KK Downing and Glenn Tipton and Matthias from the Scorpions and
Yngwie.
So you couldn't. Those are our guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you couldn't help but be inspired by them. So it's the same thing. If we grew up in the 70s, it'd be Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton. I mean, those are your guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's awesome. But yeah, totally. Billy, yeah, because I mean, I think there's some videos, some YouTube videos of Billy shredding.
Yeah.
When he's 17 years old, just him noodling in the basement or whatever. Playing metal and playing some Randy licks and Eddie and stuff like that. So, yeah, because everyone just assumes, because if like punk rock stuff, it's just more aggression and it's more chord type stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's just a different style playing. I mean, because there's no. Like with a lot of the punk stuff, it's just either fast, aggressive, and it's just like, no need for solos, because that's not part of the soup. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah.
Do you know what's interesting? What's great about you though, and to mention Billy Corgan as well, is that you're at the top of your respective games, but you're fans, and I think we as fans of what you do love to have you help us curate. Hey, have you checked this out? Have you checked that out? I mean, you always project it's this brotherhood. It's always this thing that you share, and right. I mean, you must, even at this point, with your career as successful as it is, occasionally have to pinch yourself.
No, I do that every. My wife does that every. Barbara Ann does that every day. When we wake up in the morning, I look into her gorgeous green eyes, and she looks at me, and then I go, surprise, you're the lucky winner.
She won.
And then she just rolls back over, and I just hear crying.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Just like the Warrior says, welcome to my nightmares are the best part of my day.
Oh, that's so funny.
Hilarious.
That's me, honey.
Zach, getting ready to chat with you. I was pulling up some old stuff about you, and I was looking at old pictures of when you just first hooked up with Ozzy, and your face was clean shaven and everything. And I was wondering, and I know that you have children, and I was curious have your kids ever seen your face? Or have you always had a beard since they've been alive?
The oldest kids, they're what are they now? 33, 32. Yeah. That's Ray, our daughter, and J-Man, Jesse John Michael, our oldest son. And then you got Hendrix, he's 23, and then Sabbath Page he's 13. So, which is pretty crazy. I mean, I'm just saying with their musical tastes.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You know, it'd be like if they're the oldest ones are listening to the Beatles and the Stones. By the time Hendrix comes rolling around, he's listening to Zeppelin and Sabbath. And, and they're like, oh, man, this stuff is terrible. You know what I mean? And then by the time Sabbath comes rolling around, he's listening to Van Halen and everything that's coming into the 80s.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, the gaps of what they listen to, because if you're a 10-year difference and you have older brothers, they're going to tell you your music sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just saying, it's just natural. But it is pretty funny. But yeah, the oldest two have seen me without the beard. And then when I did the Rockstar movie, it was at the end of Rockstar, I had to wear a fake beard. So, because I had to shave every day for that. But when we got at the end, they did a thing like, Where Are They Now with the band?
Yeah.
And, after the band broke up 10 years later, and I guess I was like living in the mountains, hunting and stuff like that. And I was out of music or whatever. And I had the beard so I could test drive this thing every day.
Yeah.
So I could see what I would look like with a beard. So I was just like, bro, after this movie's done, I'm just going to let it go.
Wow.
I want to ask about your mustache because you have it's almost like you have fangs that are hanging down in the middle there.
It just depends on how much.
All right, thank you, Marissa. Real quick before we get to the beat file, a couple of shout outs. Got this one. This is from Jim Walls. He said, I'd like to send a big shout out to my wife, Dr. Teresa Walls. Teresa is an attending physician in the emergency department at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and the recent recipient of the 2026 Amanda Wirtz Memorial Emergency Medical Service for Children Award.
That's pretty amazing.
The award is presented annually to the person who has made the most significant contributions to improving health outcomes and emergency medical services for children in Philadelphia. Teresa led her team of healthcare professionals in providing child-focused emergency medical training to fire departments, police departments, ambulance crews, and other first responders throughout the region. Children who were in medical emergencies are healthier and better off today based on her life-saving work. He said, in addition to being a kick-ass physician, Teresa is also a wonderful wife to me and mother to our 4 children, all boys. And our family really likes MMR and the President and Steve Show. Your show is always on the radio when we're getting ready for work and school in the morning and the car while running around. We love the Bizarre File, the Junk Drawer, and always look forward to hearing Froggy on No Sad Bro Fridays. Teresa and our youngest 2 even went to the MM-barbecue.
Nice.
This year.
That.
The boys and I love and admire Teresa so much, and it would be a lot of fun if you guys could give a well-deserved shout-out to my awesome wife, Dr. Teresa Walls. So here we go. This is for you, Teresa.
Jimmy!
Congratulations on that award. That is from Jim Walls. And by the way, I was at CHOP yesterday. Amazing.
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
Absolutely. Top-notch facility.
Most definitely. All right, here's another one that says, hey, can you give a shout out to my son, Tom, on May 28th? By the way, this is from Julie Jerkoff.
Julie Jerkoff.
Okay.
Yes.
Forgive me.
And her name is Kathy, by the way, Kathy Brucker.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
He's an amazing son, husband, and father. He stretches out his time by running his own business while taking time for his 1.5 and 1 month old sons, and he loves his wife like crazy. He is one of the best. Couldn't be prouder. Thanks, and as always, Julie Jerkoff. So here you go. And then another one, it says, hey, my boyfriend and I are huge fans. I want to see if you can give him a shout out for his 38th birthday, May 28th. We were just recently at Montage Mountain. He had a blast, and I've gotten him stuck on listening to you guys every day. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. That's from Brittany Woodcock, and his name is Eric Drake. So here's the shout out.
You know, that is something that we often lose sight of. The people are still turning people onto the show.
Yeah.
We greatly appreciate that.
And then finally, I'm going to give this last shout out.
Really?
Yeah, it was a letter that I got. Actually, it was a package that I got. And this is from Nicole. How would you say this last name? It's handwritten. Marine? Marine.
Yeah, Marine, yeah.
She says, Dear Preston, I know that you love all things Paul McCartney like I do. I went to see Spin Doctors. Oh, this is a side. I'll tell that story in a second.
Right.
But she sent me the concert program to the Paul McCartney New World Tour, which was in 1993.
Oh, wow.
That was the tour when I met and interviewed Paul. Backstage. And I don't have this program. And she sent it to me. And I thought this was really, really cool of her to do. So I have this to go along with the autographed picture that I have.
Genuine in that case. Do we have the clip of Paul McCartney talking about when Preston interviewed him? It's okay if you don't have it. It's a real callback. But you were unaware you were going to have this interview opportunity. Had to conduct the interview with a telephone, like a landline, right?
Yeah. And that's what I had to do. I had to hand the phone back and forth to him while I did it.
That's so cool that she would take the time to A, to remember that, and B, to get you this.
All right. Now, she also wrote on here, I went to see Spin Doctors in March in Delaware. 2 band members looked as if they had flat feet. If they visit your studio, please give them these cards. And she sent me these cards for Dr. Patricia McIlrath, who is a podiatrist in Rittenhouse Square.
Imagine you're a podiatrist and you get to work on the Spin Doctors.
And she said, 7 a.m. dog sitter for this doctor. So she's a dog sitter for Dr. McIlrath.
So she noticed on stage that 2 of the Spin Doctors appeared to have flat feet.
Yes.
Wow.
And so she wants to send, actually it's McIlrath. Nick had taught me that if it's MCI, it's Mackle. So Dr. Patricia McIlrath. So there you go. Spin Doctors, Chris Barron and company.
Stop living in pain.
You're living a lie.
Yeah.
You could be pain-free in your feet.
Get those arches back.
Go see Dr. McIlrath in not only in Reading, but also in Rittenhouse Square. So wanted to pass that along. But thank you, Nicole. It was really sweet for you to send this to me. I really, really appreciate it.
Are you gonna frame that, or
I have a stack of like programs that I've got from concerts over the years, so I'll add it to that. Now every now and then I'll break them out and flip through them. It's
nostalgic.
It's fun. Yeah. All right, so wanted to get all that out the way. Let's get to the bizarre file right now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, this morning it is brought to you by Sequoia Outback. If your backyard, I should say, is more don't go out there than let's hang out there, it's time for an upgrade with Sequoia Outback. Memorial Day sale going on now, and that's Route 309 in Hatfield and decksupplies.com. So a 23-year-old Florida man faces felony charges after he smashed the marquee sign outside a Palm Harbor chiropractic clinic because it read licensed crack dealer on it.
Oh.
So it's a chiropractor.
Yeah,
they crack it back.
Riffing on that, yeah.
So this guy took it literally. Benjamin Fragali used landscape bricks and a branch to damage the letters, message boards, and interior lights.
Oh, no, not on my watch.
When confronted by police, he reportedly said he thought the sign was illegal. The clinic has used that sign for decades to post a rotating series of puns aimed at passing motorists, including classics like "We Never Crack Under Pressure." Fragale, who already has a lengthy criminal record, including a prior battery charge involving his father.
I hate clever signs.
Was arrested and faces charges of criminal mischief.
Yeah, Wilson's Secret Sauce will do that from time to time. They'll have on their marquee, it'll say, like, we only smoke the good stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love fun when people have fun with the marquees.
Play with your marquee.
All right, an Australian tourist has died after falling into a ravine at Machu Picchu. Matthew Cameron Patton, 42 years old, was hiking the Inca Trail when he fell 1,000 feet down a steep slope. Yeah. Members of the High Mountain Rescue Unit recovered his body on Thursday near the 50 Gradas section of the trail. Authorities said that he was reported missing after falling through a broken railing while hiking the famous trail with a group of tourists and a guide. An investigation is now underway to determine the exact circumstances surrounding the death.
1,000 feet, man.
The police chief, General Virgilio Velasquez.
We are investigating the fall, but we believe he's dead.
They said that search and rescue operations were launched after they received a report of a missing man. He said he apparently tripped while crossing a wooden bridge, and he likely tried to hold on to the wooden railing, but it gave way and he slipped into the abyss along with it. Wow.
Such is the danger of Machu Picchu.
In the aftermath of the incident, Patton's family said that they were shattered by the news and that had heard he had always wanted to travel to Peru.
I'll tell you what, if somebody didn't die in this, I totally would have played sound effects for that. Okay, I will.
Listen, that's actual audio.
Actual audio. All right, listen to this, man. A Russian man lived with a nearly 5-inch tree branch embedded in his skull for a year and a half before doctors finally figured out what was wrong with him.
Hey, Sergey, you going to do something about that?
So Yuri, a 50-year-old man from the Kursk region, was chopping maple branches in 2024 without protective goggles when he felt a sharp pain in his left eye.
Wow.
The pain eventually eased, and he forgot about the incident, but he continued to have flashes of discomfort that multiple ophthalmologists couldn't explain. 3 months ago, his vision began failing badly enough to send him to a regional hospital where an MRI showed a foreign body extending from his eye socket.
It's crazy.
Deep into his skull.
Oh, my God.
A CT scan confirmed that it was a tree branch that had destroyed his sinuses and damaged the base of his skull dangerously close to vital brain structures.
So we're looking at this brain scan. You can see this huge thing piercing through the eye.
Yeah, dude, that's 5 inches long.
It's almost to the brain.
Surgeons successfully removed the 12-centimeter branch through his nose without any external incisions.
Look at the back of it is touching the top of his left nut.
His vision was preserved, and doctors expect a full recovery.
Wow.
That's
Miraculous.
crazy. Can't believe it, yeah. All right, here's a follow-up story for you. A serial road rage driver linked to violence in Hawaii and California was arrested this past Wednesday.
This douchebag?
Yeah. Nathaniel Radamak received a 7-year sentence after Judge Clarissa Milnau had granted the state motion for consecutive terms on one felony count of unauthorized entry into a motor vehicle and 2 counts of third-degree assault. Diane Ung and her daughter were injured in the attack in 2025. Prior to learning his sentence, Radamek explained himself publicly for the first time in court. He said, "I take accountability. I just feel bad about it. It shouldn't have happened, but I really need a certain kind of treatment that is being prolonged and further away. It's not helping me, but I take accountability."
I don't believe him.
But as part of her ruling, the judge said that Radamek did not seek the medical treatment she said he needed and consumed illegal substances while he was already on parole for other crimes.
Liar.
He had previously made headlines nationwide after being dubbed the Tesla road rage driver.
Yes, yeah.
This is in connection with violent incidents in California. Like, there were several video clips of him just being a douchebag.
Yeah, bolting out of the car, and in one case, he was brandishing a tire iron. The guy's a lunatic.
Nearly 3 weeks before the encounter, Radamek was also caught on camera threatening a young woman at the Planet Fitness in Kahala. Shortly after Radamek was listen to this. Shortly after he was jailed in Honolulu, other inmates allegedly beat him, and he was taken to a hospital for treatment. So he doesn't play well with others.
No, he does not.
At all. I don't think they beat him up just because he was a road rage guy. I'll bet he was mouthing off about something.
I'll guarantee it. He was dancing precipitously close to killing someone.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I'm glad they finally attended to this.
Yep. All right. And there you go. That is what we have in the Bizarre File for you. All right. We'll take a quick break. Come back in just a moment or two. Reminder, Neshaminy High School, you guys are voting for Coolest Teacher of the Year, and you're the last school chosen for 2026. So make sure you text the word teacher to 610-660-9333. We'll send you the voting link, or you can go to PrestonandSteve.com. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
93.3 WMMR and Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia present the 21st annual I Bleed for Preston and Steve Blood Drive, Friday, June 19. A full day of blood-giving goodness at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks.
Old owners get the newest Preston and Steve shirts and the satisfaction of knowing you made a difference for someone in their time of need. We'll be broadcasting live all day, so make your plans now to donate, benefiting the American Red Cross.
Appointments are required, so secure your spot today at WMMR.com. The 21st annual I Bleed for Preston and Steve Blood Drive, sponsored by Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Voted Best Casino in Pennsylvania by Casino Player Magazine from 93.3 WMMR. Putting Philly first.
So I'm drinking, you know what I mean?
It's a sweat, Case.
Yeah.
It happens naturally.
They're
look
not
like
so much
Di.
fangs. They're just Odin Force indicators. That's what they are.
So our nighttime DJ Jackie Bam Bam, he pulled me aside. Listen, he works all night. He's done at midnight, but he stays here till like 8, 9 o'clock in the
He's got
morning.
the graveyard shift.
Yeah. But he stays here all throughout the night to work on his shift. And so he pulled me aside and he wanted me to ask you some questions. I don't remember the questions, but he wanted me to ask you about Mark Wise and the Wise Guys, and then how you ended up getting hooked up with him. He's, I guess, a photographer. Is he from where you grew up?
Mark's instrumental. Yeah, Mark Weiss and Dave Feld, like they were instrumental in getting me the gig with Ozzy, because I was playing in a small club in Jersey, this place called Close Encounters with the band Cyrus I played with at the time, and Dave Feld saw me playing there. He goes, "Oh man, did you ever think about auditioning for Ozzy?" And I go, "No, but I have thought about going out for a slice of pizza at Joe and Pat's with Jimmy Page later on today." These are like magical, mythical feeling. People that just show up at the Garden and then they just disappear into thin air. You know what I mean? They don't go grocery shopping. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no, I don't. He goes, "Well, my buddy Mark Weiss." He goes, he's a legendary photographer. He goes, all the pictures of Ozzy with the tutu and the whole 9 yards, like all these iconic shots. He goes, if you get a cassette and some pictures to me, I can get it to Mark. And I mean, what do you got to lose? You know what I mean? So that's what I did. And I got it to Dave. He gave it to Mark, and Mark ended up giving it to, Sharon. So he gave it to Mom, and like Ozzy, when I auditioned, was like, he goes, "Have I met you before or whatever?" And I go, "No, unless you see me at the Garden when, when Bernie Gourmet was playing, or you see me at Brenda Byrne Arena when Jake was playing, and Motley Crue opened up." I was just like, "No, you've never met me." But Oz goes, "No, I remember where I saw you before. My Polaroid was the only picture, because Ozzy's not going to go through 6,000 boxes of things, Right. It's just like the three of us will whittle it down to whoever it's going to be or whatever." So he goes, "No, now I know where I remember you from." He goes, "It was that Polaroid picture," and I looked at it and I go, "Oh, look at this kid. He must love Randy Rhoads." He goes, "That's all I thought."
Wow.
Which I do, and still do. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, but that was like crazy, because Oz goes, it was the only picture that he actually saw was on the kitchen table. You know what I mean? Like before I came out there and played.
And so
and then he just said, "Zach," "play with your heart, and then go make me a ham sandwich and go right on the phone with mustard. You do not want the mustard to overpower the flavor of the sandwich." So I played, I crapped my pants, and he said, "Go change your trousers and make my sandwich, and make sure you wash your hands."
So Zach,
that's hilarious.
I was making ham sandwiches for the Oz and going light on the Colemans.
Oh my God! All right, so really, roughly how much time in between that Polaroid and the time where you were on a plane flying over to Russia with all these guys to play in front of 100,000 people?
Well, the best was getting I had to get Mom, was just like, "Zach, he has to get a passport and everything like that." So we get a passport. And then I got a story coming from my parents. My dad's a World War II vet, my mom, and then my Barbara Ann at the time, which was my girlfriend, and my sister driving me off to the airport. Like, "Oh, he's going to play with hockey." That's a great story after that. Then when they were coming back from Newark Airport, or JFK, my dad didn't get lost, and my mother's yelling the whole time, going, "He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know where he's going." They pull over to a construction site. Barb was telling me, my dad's out there talking. He's got a hearing aid. He can't hear it from the war and the whole 9 yards. He comes out. This guy's at a construction site. He's up on a tractor, and the guy's talking or whatever. My mom's going, "He doesn't hear a damn thing. He doesn't know what the hell that guy's saying." My dad's out there for like 10 minutes talking to this guy. He comes into the car. She goes, "Do you know where we're going?" He goes, "I didn't hear a thing." It was like World War XII on the way home. Bob said it was a complete TV show on the way back of them screaming at each other. But the whole thing is, I remember when I started playing, I get over to England and we're writing. And then Sharon called up, was talking with Barb. and he goes, "Hello, Barbara Ann. Can I have a word with you?" And she goes, "Yeah, yes, Mrs. Osborne." She goes, "Does Zachy have a drinking problem?" And he goes, oh no, he doesn't drink." And she goes, "Because I'd be rolling with Ozzy all the time." Me, because I was the only one that would be with him, you know?
Yeah.
So we'd be drinking, and she goes, "Oh, does Zachy have a drinking problem?" She goes, "Oh, no, he doesn't drink." He goes, "Well, he has one now."
Oh, man.
Zach,
No.
you've lived out every dream possible. Have you gotten to play with Max Sabbath yet?
Max Sabbath, yeah, yes, exactly. We play Iron Man, they play Frying Pan. You know what I mean?
For everybody who doesn't know, Max Sabbath is a Black Sabbath tribute band dressed as the McDonald's characters.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yes, and they are truly amazing. They crush it.
Nice.
But Zach Sabbath is awesome. We got to do a Zach Sabbath thing with Zach, with Max Sabbath and all the other Sabbath tribute bands.
I love it.
Hey,
yeah, totally.
You guys are coming to town playing the Fillmore on April 6th, and we're going to do some ticket giveaways and stuff in a moment. But I had a question before we get into that. I did see the other day the official Ozfest Instagram account posted some kind of a cryptic teaser about maybe Ozfest coming back. Did you catch any wind of that, Zach?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know why it ever went away. You know what I mean? So, yeah, because every year it's packed. It's like Lollapalooza. We know that's like an alternative festival. Coachella, and then you had, the bands, the Warped Tour was more for the punk thing. I'm saying if it's doing well, I don't know why. And, Ozfest is obviously a platform for all the new metal bands and your old metal, the standing guard out there. But I mean, yeah, I think they're talking about bringing it back, which is a great thing because it's a platform for the whole metal genre and hard rock.
We were talking about it, and now what would happen is it would be a living celebration of Ozzy. It would take on a whole other wonderful aspect to it. So I agree 100%.
It's like MMA. I mean, Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Is the patron saint of MMA. I mean, the movie Game of Death is him going through each level, fighting different styles of guys until he gets to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Then he joins the Celtics, and then they
he goes to Gilligan's Island.
Bruce Lee gets up there, he takes a yellow outfit off, and he puts on a Larry Bird jersey. It's just game on. All hell breaks loose.
So I mentioned the show and Black Label Society playing, but you're also going to be opening with Zach Sabbath and Dark Chapel. Is that on all of the shows of this tour?
Yes, I designed this tour because I play in Zach Sabbath.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, you have Dark Chapel, you have Kid Dynamite, Dario Lorraine, that's Dario's band. So, Dario's singing, playing guitar in that. He does dishes, laundry. He'll do your taxes. It's truly amazing. And he makes an amazing chicken piccata. So, Dario plays, then I go out with Zach Sabbath, and then, then Black Label plays. But the thing is this, the Black Label guys don't like us. They're scared, and we know it. And the thing is this, with this tour, by the time this tour is done, I'm going to sleep with Zach Wilde's wife.
Oh, yes.
That is the whole point of
That'll
this.
drive him up the wall.
Well, that's one of the best schizophrenic rock rivalries ever. Yeah. I wanted to ask you one thing you did bring up, and it was when you were talking to Billy about band names. You were in the band Stonehenge, and all of those. Preston had his bands and the names that you come up with. And we have artists.
We had a band
through.
called Tyrant when I was in junior high.
Zach, what band names didn't make the cut that you had been screwing around with when you were just starting with your garage bands?
Well, pretty much Black Label Society, but we couldn't come up with anything else, so we just said, hell with it, we'll just use this.
That was it. Yeah, one and done.
But no, I'm trying to think. It's just like I'm trying to think what ridiculous names came up, but it's hilarious because Stonehenge, we had the name before we ever saw Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
So that's what made it even more special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy. We play. We had the Ketchum's Kitchen gig. George Ketchum, one of our buddies in high school, we played his kitchen. I remember that one. And I remember our buddy Frank Antheon. His father was an electrician. And our light show that we made in electrical trades when we were in high school. he goes, it had, we had like coffee cans. We drilled it out, put light bulbs in it, and made the stands and, had a PVC and the whole 9 yards. So this thing was all made when we were in high school at trade school. I remember Frank's father looked at it because he's a licensed electrician. He's like, you clowns aren't using this thing, are you? He's already done like 10 shows with this thing. He's like, yeah, anyone touches these live wires, they'll be zapped instantly. You know what I mean? Dead. And between all our drunk friends being at the shows, it's just like Animal House all the time. It's like amazing that nobody was ever,
Dude,
it didn't just turn into
You could have had your own.
Doubt. It's just like, but we're rolling around with this thing. I think we still kept using it afterwards anyway. Just let everybody know how electrifying the band was.
We're the same age, Zach, and when I played in a band in high school, these guys had somebody in metal shop made these little floor light things, literally with floodlights, and stuff. We thought it was the coolest thing ever. I mean,
you have a
the
light
time.
show and then you got stickers. You're a pro band, bro.
Totally, man.
Yeah, and then Great White happens.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
they burned down a building.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, which is pretty insane. But I mean,
Marissa, so there was something that you brought up off air, Marissa, that you wanted to share with us. And what was that?
Yeah, I had the sweetest moment last week. So I went to the vending machine, actually the one in the basement here in our building. And I kind of figured, when you're hitting the vending machine in the middle of a work day, you need a break, or you might need a snack or a sugar rush or something like that. Well, the gentleman in front of me put in his cash, and whatever the price ended up being, he had change, but he walked away. And so, I said, "Excuse me, sir, you left your change in the vending machine." And he turned to me and he said, "No, I always do that." And I was like, "Huh?" And he said, "I don't like change." He just doesn't like having change in his pocket. It was 35 cents. And he said, "One time I left it in there and I saw somebody's face when they put their fingers in to get their own change and found that extra money." And he's like, "If I can just spread that little bit of joy to the next stranger, I constantly do it."
Okay.
And I thought that was the sweetest little act of kindness. And it made me wonder, what other acts of kindness are out there that people might do?
Like a blind act of kindness.
Blind act of kindness. You might see the results, but more than likely you don't see them. But what is something that you do because you know it's going to make the next person's day better?
I was in a fast food drive-thru the other day, and I had thought about doing the old pay for the one behind me.
Have you ever done that?
I've never done that. And sometimes it leads to a chain reaction. And you'll hear about it went on for 5 hours where everybody was paying for the person behind them.
Will you ever do the person behind me is paying for me?
That's a pretty good idea.
Really good.
Yeah.
I've had somebody do that for me back when we had toll booths. Remember when we used to have toll booths?
Yeah.
I had somebody pay the car in front of me paid for us, and I pull up and they were like, that guy just paid for you. I'm like, I don't know that person. It was really, really cool.
I have done that.
Okay.
At the toll booth. And then I also have done that on a few different occasions at a Dunkin' drive-thru. Now, I will say, I will ask the person, hey, before I offer, what did the person behind me get, And if it's reasonable, somewhere between, let's say, $3 to $8.
They got the lobster party pack.
No, I'm not going to do that. But I have done that at Dunkin' drive-thrus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. I don't normally do blind acts of kindness. My regular go-to act of kindness is if I'm at the grocery store and I see somebody, if I'm in the parking lot going into the grocery store and I see somebody unloading their groceries, I'll be like, I'll take your card for you.
Yeah.
So I will do that.
And your wallet.
And while we're here.
Give me your purse.
Hey, let's even the whole thing out. Why don't you give me your wallet?
But that's not the blind act of kindness, Marissa. That one's I really like that. I think that's a cool idea. I'm just going to lay this goodness landmine here for someone to have this kind of little cool moment blow up in their face. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Not like the way Stella McCartney's leg was blown off by a landmine, as we know that's what happened to her.
Sometimes I'll leave some of my prescription drugs out.
That's really thoughtful of you.
Just on the
Steve,
sidewalk.
Really, really
can you tell the old joke, please?
Which is what?
To whoever stole my medication or whoever stole my anxiety, what is it?
Antidepressant.
Antidepressants.
Hope you're happy.
Yeah. Whoever stole my antidepressant medication, I hope you're happy.
Yeah, it's so good.
I love that.
There's an act that's similar to that. I think it's sort of a genuine act of kindness. Is to, for example, the person who works at the supermarket, making sure you return your cart. I don't know if it falls into the realm of leaving change in a machine, but it's kind of in that realm.
Here's one that I consider kind of the same. Just cleaning up the coffee bar. If you're like at the space where you put your creamers and your sugars in, if it's starting to become a mess, like the next person doesn't want to come up and put their coffee in that messy place.
I'll
so
do
just
that.
picking up a napkin and.
You know what I do? At my at Fritz's Liberty gas station around the corner from my house, they have I think it's the best air hose in all the land.
Okay.
So when you're filling your tires,
the finest air hose in all of the land.
Steve, if you check this, you would be like, okay, Casey, he knows what he's talking about.
This guy knows his air hoses.
But sometimes, actually, most of the time when I pull up, the air hose is all kinked up, and people they fill their car and then they just chuck it on the thing, and they don't. So what I do every single time is I straighten it all the way out, and then I wrap it like very, very nice for the next person.
Yeah.
That's a nice
sight unseen. All right.
Hey, by the way, here's a really good one. Somebody texted and said, yesterday I went to Dunkin' inside, and someone put $200 to pay for the next customers until the money ran out.
Wow.
That's a wonderful gesture. You know, well,
I like that. I've never heard of that.
I'd be like, I like 5,000 donuts.
Right. They probably don't tell them ahead of time. But if they did, hey, this guy left 200. Whatever you want to order, it's on him.
We sort of made a pact that we would not. But my wife and I, around the holidays when the sort of unknown angel thing was taking place, we did that a number of times.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Like at layaway or okay.
Yeah, and would you go in and we did when it existed. I don't even know if it's still there, but it was the Kmart on the boulevard, and it was a wonderful thing. And what would be is you would see like some of the things that were that the kids wanted, and the goal is to not make mention of it,
right?
But it is a nice thing to do, and we held on to it. This is the first time I'm being said because a lot of people were doing it, and wonderfully, a lot of people were doing it. But it is a cool thing if you can do something like that, alleviate somebody's
burden,
worrying, sight unseen, and make a nice gesture.
And I know what you're saying.
You shouldn't do it for the glory.
I know, and I know what you're saying. You probably even feel a certain way of saying that on the air right now because that's not why you did it.
No,
for people to go, oh man, Steve.
No, because a lot of people were doing it. Yeah.
By the way, I had a text a moment ago, and I didn't quite understand it. It said, I'm a bartender, and I will sometimes see a homeless person and offer to cut their hair for them. What I didn't realize, they said they were a barber, not a bartender. I'm like, that's kind of odd. Hey, I'm a bartender, but I'll take a shot at this. You look like you could use a haircut.
Listen, I work at a Pep Boys, but I do proctological stuff on the side if you can't afford it.
Hey, try it out.
Yeah.
Number of texts coming in and some calls. So let me go to a few of these real quick. Hi, Kate. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Ed. How are you guys?
Good morning to see you, Kate. We're wonderful. What's up?
So my mom, Josie, passed away 3 years ago, and growing up, she always instilled in us, you never know what a person's going through. So if you're having a bad day, they could be having a worse day. So to honor her, I'll randomly just pay for the person behind me's coffee, or like $10 or so at like the grocery store. I'll just leave some stuff behind, and I always will leave a note for like the person behind me for like food or coffee, like just in memory of Josie.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing to do. So you're leaving the message, and it's in honor of this person. That's a great idea to do that. I like the idea of just randomly paying, paying for coffee or here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, it just really brightens up someone's day. If I've never had that happen to me. Have you ever been the recipient?
No, the toll is the only thing that's ever happened to me where it's like that person paid for you. I've never had food picked up or anything like that. And I need to remind myself to do it sometime.
You want to find those people and go, what's your angle?
Yeah. What are you getting at, buddy?
What the hell's going on?
I'm straight, man.
Yeah. I'm not that way. I know I have a tight ass, but please.
I'm going to go to Rick. Hi, Rick. You're on the air. Good morning, bud.
Hey, good morning. This is Disco Rick, if you remember. That was a whole thing.
Disco Rick?
I don't remember any Disco Rick.
I want to remember.
Rick, but here's your music, Rick. Come on. Oh, Casey turned on our disco lights, too. All right, what's up, Disco Rick?
I was in Wildwood the other day with my buddy. We were driving to Sam's, and we were at like 26th and Atlantic. There's a little bar there. I think it's called Roxy's. And these two women were struggling to get this big box out of their car. And we're at a red light, so I hopped out and helped them. Didn't think anything of it. Helped wheel it in on the hand truck. And I guess they were the owners of the bar. They gave me a free case of beer.
That's pretty
Was
sweet.
one of them a nun with a smelly foot?
No, that was Casey.
That was Casey. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Foot lady.
Well, that's pretty sweet, Rick.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
And was it
super
your,
nice of
your
them.
beer
Yeah,
of
so shout out
choice,
to
or
Roxy's bar.
was it your beer of choice, or
Yeah.
did they give you the natty light?
No, I got a case of Yingling.
There
Sweet.
you go.
Good for you,
See,
Rick.
you were rewarded for your effort. But again,
Paid off.
That's not why we do it.
a lot of the main crux to this is you're doing it for you, not the applause and the accolades. You're doing it just to do a good deed for someone.
Hang on.
Anonymously.
Let me go to Chris here. Hi, Chris. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah,
Guys
man.
rock.
Oh, thank you.
you.
Appreciate that. All right. So, what's this little random act of blind kindness that you do?
Yeah, it might be something kind of simple, but anytime I'm at Aldi's and I get my grocery cart, I always leave the quarter in there for the next person.
Oh, because you have to pay for the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pay for the cart. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You're
I
like
that.
renting it. So you put your quarter in and then
Yeah.
you can take it out. Yeah.
Exactly.
I've never
And
had
then
that.
Anytime there's any carts around in the parking lot, I always put them away too, because I was a victim of a cart running into the side of my car once.
Oh man, yeah, I know
It was
you're
on
talking
95.
about. That's cool. Good for you, Chris. I like
That's
that.
a good
No,
gesture.
that's
Nice
the whole
little
thing.
gesture.
Yeah. Yeah, I always try to help out because my son worked as a cart jockey.
I remember that. Yeah.
So anytime I see those out stragglers, I'm like, I'll help out.
Do you ever corral them like a cowboy? Yeah.
I did. So over the winter, when we got the really sub colds on those couple days,
Yeah.
we were at a grocery store. There was a kid out there wrangling carts, and he took my cart for me. And I get in the car. We're about to pull out. I'm like, dude, it is brutal out. And I stopped and I got out and I went over. I gave him $10. He didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, here, dude. I'm like, you're busting your ass. It's horrible out here. He's like, no.
Dude, just give me a handy.
Oh, my God. Stop it.
Okay. Put it back in my pocket.
All right.
Yeah. How much
I guess,
time you got?
yeah. I guess I'm unattractive.
Fortunately, I work quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The 2 seconds you'll be done. This is a nice gesture.
Let me go to Maddie. Hey, Maddie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Preston. How are you guys?
Good, buddy. All right. So, wait, Maddie, we got something here for you, okay?
Maddie.
There we go. Maddie.
I love it.
What's your random act of kindness?
When I see another Dave Matthews Band fire dancer decal in somebody's car in a parking lot, I put a little note under the windshield just saying, thanks for being a Dave fan. Can't wait to see you in Camden.
All right, so you just leave a little trash on their windshield. That's nice of you.
No, it's sort of a nice icebreaker. You're part of the collective.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thing amongst us Dave heads,
Yeah, and then put ... I know where you live.
So, wait a minute, Maddie.
Exactly.
Have you heard of other people doing that type of thing?
I've had notes under my windshield, which caused me to do it. And I carry a little Liberty Bell with a fire dancer on the crack, a drawing I made, signed, and that's what I write the note on.
I love that.
I think that's kind of cool. I don't think I would find that off-putting. What is the other thing where there's little
The ducks on the
ducks.
Jeeps.
Yeah, on the Jeeps.
Yeah.
That's another gesture, right?
Yeah.
And that's usually done anonymously.
Yeah. But I like the Dave thing. That's pretty cool. I've never heard of that
Well,
before.
you can also key it into the side of the car.
Yeah. Love Dave.
See you July 11th.
Camden.
Here are a couple other texts coming in. This one says, I like to leave quarters in the bubble gum / toy machines for kids to get a piece of gum or a toy. Another one said, there's someone in the school district that I work in, and at the end of the year, they pay for all the kids' school lunch debt. All schools, K through 12.
That's excellent.
That's really big. This one says, I'm in pest control, and I always bring customers garbage cans back from the curb. Well, that's nice, too.
Well, they're still full.
Yeah. Dude.
Hey, you left us out on the curb. It's garbage day, you idiot.
Have you ever put a quarter in a meter that was expired for somebody?
Yes.
Yeah,
I have, yeah.
That's the one thing that you can do. But now, they have meters and Park Mobile.
Yeah.
So you could do that. and they use the Park Mobile app, so you're just kind of wasting your money.
Yep.
So don't do that.
So please don't do that.
I just put a credit card into a little coin thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you just leave a credit card there?
Feel free to use this.
And then you get like a little note with your PIN number on it.
See you in Camden.
Yeah. Another one says, I'm a bathroom remodeler. When I'm done the project, I peel away a full rotation of toilet paper so they don't get construction debris on their butt next time they wipe.
That's
so
funny.
whatever dust kicks up,
Yeah.
they will take that
I like
roll
that.
of toilet paper or at least a few squares off and to make sure that they don't get a dusty butt.
I like that.
Yeah. This one says, this is pretty sweet. It says, I cut flowers from my garden and I leave little bouquets at the end of my driveway for anyone passing by.
Aw.
Well, that's pretty sweet.
Man.
You know, it's a nice gesture, honestly. And it's been happening at least for a little while in Mount Airy. Little signs along the street, you are loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Or see you in Camden. No,
There was something I got, I found it years and years ago. I was at a park with one of my kids, and I found this little crocheted heart. It was about the size of, I don't know, but if you make a circle with your forefinger and your thumb. And it had a little note on there, and essentially it was for people going through depression, maybe considering suicide. Yeah. And it was just a little positive note on it. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And it had a website, and I went and looked it up, and it's a program that people you can request these, and they send them to you, and then you just leave them in random places.
So these are just signs with there's no barcode, no QR code, no nothing on it. They're just meant to, as you're driving along or walking along. It seems to be to make
what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're just literally there in the moment to remind you that you're loved or that someone had the forethought to hope you're in a good place.
A little positive note from out of nowhere that may just be the thing you need to see at that particular point in time. No, those are great. I wish I remembered the name of that program with the hearts, but I
Is it
assume
Pornhub?
It's not Pornhub.
Okay.
That's a totally different thing.
I'm sorry.
But that is helpful too.
It's very helpful.
Yeah. Let me go. Who is up next? I have, let's go to Rob. Rob, you're on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. What's up, brother?
So I was in a CVS, and this older gentleman, about 80 years old, was sitting there trying to count out change and bills to pay for his and his wife's medication. Apparently, he was a gap in his Medicare, and it wasn't covering it. It was like $2,630, $2,600. And I had just hit the casinos the night before, and actually won one slot machine, $2,800.
Wow.
So it just broke my heart to see the other guy sitting there work his whole life and then can't get his medication, but trying to figure out which one his wife absolutely needs to get her medication. So I just paid for it all.
That's awesome.
That's wonderful.
Good for you.
And then you saw him in the parking lot getting into a Lamborghini. No, dude, that's very kind of you to do that. You're paying your good fortune forward. How did he react?
Oh, he broke down in tears. He tried not to accept it. And I said, look, I'm from the old school. I was raised. Every time I passed somebody broke it down, I pulled over and helped because that's what my father would have done and my grandfather.
No, that's a wonderful way to honor them. Good for you. I love that.
It's been instilled in me through the years, and I happen to have it at the moment, and I didn't have before, so I would have just wasted it on a new firearm or something.
Yeah, there you go.
A new firearm?
Yeah, why not? In fact, one that you go out and hunt old people with.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Rob. See you, man. By the way, Marissa found this. The thing was called the Peyton Heart Project.
Oh.
And it's to raise awareness about suicide, bullying, and help end the stigma surrounding mental health issues. So I left a few of those around.
It's very nice.
I'd gone through the website and they sent me some. And
did you hide in the bushes?
I did not hide in the bushes.
Are you going to say something?
But I remember I hung one up on like a fence, so if you were walking by, you might see it and well, what's that? And take a look at it and go, hey, I kind of needed that message today. So there are little projects out there like that can help spread the love anonymously. Let's see. I'm going to go to Joe, who was somebody helped him out anonymously. Hi, Joe. You're on the air, buddy.
Hello.
What's happening, Joe? You're on.
How are you making out?
Doing
wonderful.
How much can you bet?
How you and the family?
Great.
Cool.
You got a story to tell us, Joe, or you just want to check in, see how we're doing?
Last year, me and my wife were in Vegas, and we ordered a fancy dinner, steak, New York strip steak. She ordered a nice meal. It was like $120.
Yeah.
The waiter came with the bill. I went to pay it. He said, that's okay. The gentleman who just left paid your bill.
Wow.
And so you didn't have any interaction with this guy at all?
None whatsoever. Didn't see him. Didn't know who it was.
No kidding.
I bet it was Carrot Top.
Yeah, it was very nice.
That's awesome.
I was shocked.
Hey,
$20.
is your wife hot?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
All right, there you go.
It's a decent proposal. $140 strip steak, and I get to spend the night with your wife.
No, that's pretty cool, Joe. If somebody just did that randomly, and all of a sudden you're like, hey,
see?
Where the hell did that come from? Why did I deserve this?
You'll remember it forever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that kind of gesture, and then you'll see if they poison your steak.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't happen to you at a point in your life when you can pay it forward, but maybe 5, 10, 20 years later you can, and it'll just live with you.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of texts coming in as well. And this one you see from time to time. This is cool. It says, we leave a cooler on our front porch full of non-alcoholic drinks and snacks with a sign thanking delivery workers and encouraging them to take whatever they want.
My wife does that during the summer. You know, Lisa, there's a bag, cooler bag with bottles of water in there on the table next to the front door for people who are delivering things, and they do get accessed.
Parker, my son, is a delivery driver, and he does have that happen. He'll find those at different houses.
And then in the colder months, January and February, my wife will leave a waiting pool full of hot soup by the front door and a ladle.
Nice.
So you just go help yourself.
If you can leave like hot coals or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have an open fire.
Yeah. Someone says, don't know if this counts, but every blood and platelet donor are random acts of kindness for people that you'll never meet.
That's true.
Which is a perfect segue to mention the blood drive coming up on the 19th. And we will be in Oaks once again at the convention center. And if you haven't signed up yet, this is your opportunity to do a random act of kindness, a random act of saving someone's life, potentially.
It's the greatest gift of all.
Yeah, so make sure that you get signed up now. You can go to PrestonandSteve.com. And all donors will get the newest Preston and Steve T-shirt. And there's always some extra tchotchkes that come on board, too, for you to get for free. But we'll be broadcasting live, and so will the whole staff will be broadcasting live. So Brent and Matt and everybody. So come out and see us and sign up and do your random act of kindness.
It is, and you'll feel great doing it. That's really what these random acts of kindness, especially the ones that are done under anonymity, they just make you feel very good. And then, not that that's the end result, but it's a great result.
Somebody had texted in about the free libraries, the little libraries.
Oh, I love those.
Those are great.
You can turn a regular bookstore into a free library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stealing.
Is that what they call it?
I wonder how often people actually access those.
Free libraries?
The little, the little mini ones that you have in front of your house.
So in my area, there are I have a high ratio of teachers in the area that I live. So you'll see a number of those down at the end of the street, and some focus in on different topics and so on and so forth. And I see people accessing them.
Let me ask, because I feel like Nick Murphy, they had one. It was like DVDs, though, right? Those DVDs don't like melt, right?
If
in
you
the
have
dead of summer,
they won't technically melt. I mean, they can warp if you leave them out, but if you have them in a shaded box or whatever with some ventilation, you should be fine.
You think about it, we had CDs in our car, which is kind of the same thing, right? But that was with South Fellini. They did the free Blockbuster.
Okay, yeah.
And it was the same thing. It was one of those little free libraries, but filled with DVDs.
So, Casey, sometimes you'll leave loose change in your cup holder, and people come in and take it.
Anybody wants to, you might have to break my window in order to get it, but,
Yeah, but that's paying it forward.
There's a couple good ones. This one says, I live in Florida. My neighbor freezes water bowls that thaw at the end of the driveway for people walking their dogs. That's nice.
I love when a business puts out a little water bowl. Bowl, and you see it on in Manayunk and Chestnut Hill.
Steve, I love it when the dogs know which places hand out the treats, and they just go right to those.
Go right to those doors. Yeah.
Another one says, I used to take Patco into work, and I would shovel the snow for the car next to me. That's a nice one.
I like doing that as well. I mean, during this winter just passed, I tried to shovel out a good portion of the street so other people would have a place to park.
Yeah. You know what Nick used to do every morning? When he would take the elevator up to the 4th floor, before he got out of the elevator, he always hit the lobby button and sent the elevator back down to the lobby.
That's a nice one.
That is a nice gesture.
That is a random gesture.
With a fresh fart, right?
Yeah.
No, he did that for Kathy.
Did do that, didn't you?
I did. No, I did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fart and then send it down?
I would see her pull in. I'm like, okay, I'm going to send the elevator down for her.
when there was only one elevator, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
there was
what we
no
had.
choice.
Yeah.
And then another one, the final one had said, Marissa, that
here, I got it right here.
hearing all these stories, it said all these great people calling in, making me tear up. There is good in the world.
There is.
So we want to share that for sure.
That person is currently involved in a home invasion.
But thank you for your calls. We appreciate it. And yeah, it's a nice thing to us. All started with Marissa, and a guy had left a little change in a vending machine, and he does it all the time. And it's just a little, little bonus somebody comes across.
I love it.
If you can think of a way to do that today, please do it and
Make
spread
the world
love.
better.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back in a moment, and Quincy Harris is going to be here. Q is stopping in the studio, so stay put. We'll be back in just a moment.
The fact that we had a light show and we had stickers.
Yeah.
I still have to tell Barb that we have light shows and a stickers. It's still not helping. I don't get a split massage. I don't get shoulder rubs. I get nothing, bro.
That's hilarious. I want to ask you a quick question because you know, as a musician and as with your solos and with I think we as Preston's a musician, but I think we kind of sit in awe of that and sit in awe of your capability. That's your artistic expression. The actual composition of a solo. And I mean, could you listen to an isolated solo without any surrounding music? And can you transport back to your mindset at that time? Because they're so complex, the ones who do it well, as do you, that are able to convey a thought or emotion, and other than just being technical, is it sort of like a personality profile of that point in time? If I'm not getting too,
I mean, I'm just saying, even with Oz and coming through Pride and Glory, through Black Label and everything, it's just like, it's the Randy Rhoads school of solo writing. I mean, when you listen to Hotel California with Don Felder and Joe Walsh, you listen to Stairway to Heaven with Jimmy Page, or you listen to pick any one of Randy's solos. I mean, he sat and composed it. Like, give me the backing track. So this way you have just like Ozzy coming up with melodies.
Yeah.
Like you have a melody line. So that like you have to sing that in the song. So it's a memorable melody, but it's just like the solos should be pretty much no different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So ever since Miracle Man, through Mama and No More Tears or See on the Other Side, Perry Mason, I mean, any of the stuff I did with Oz, I'd sit and you write a solo.
Yeah.
So it's part of the song. And with Black Label, it's the same thing. I mean, Name and Blood, the solo that I sat and composed it. It's like, oh, you got this part here. And then it'll go here. And then usually you hear it when you're listening to the song. And then when it gets to that point, you're like, you can feel what you want to play.
It's got to give you some pride. I watch videos from time to time of people, YouTubers and whatnot, breaking down solos. There was a guy I was watching who was doing, a couple David Gilmour solos the other day, which were just brilliant. Mm-hmm. And have you seen guitarists sit down and take yours and kind of pick apart those parts and explain to people why this is so cool? And if so, does that feel pretty cool to see people doing that?
I think if you ask any musician, when somebody covers a song and they were moved enough that they wanted to learn it and play it, that's the most beautiful thing you can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure. I mean, like Bob Dylan, he always said he refers to when he plays All Along the Watchtower, he goes, "We're going to play a Jimi Hendrix song now." Because that's what Bob says all the time, which is pretty awesome. I mean, but I'm sure the first time Bob Dylan heard Jimi Hendrix doing All Along the Watchtower, I was like, "Man, you guys got to check this out. It came out great."
Yeah.
So I think that's the most beautiful compliment anybody can give you. You know, I mean, it took the time to sit and learn your stuff. You know what I mean? So your song. So it's awesome.
Well, listen, Zach, we got to wrap, but I want to remind everybody, April 6th, the Fillmore is when Black Label Society is going to be performing, and we'll give away some tickets in just a minute. But also the album, Engines of Demolition, is going to be out on March 27th. How many tracks on this album, Zach?
We got 13 songs.
Okay, that's a chunky album. That's awesome. And it's great to see, full albums coming out now.
It just gives people more reason, to exercise their fingers so they can keep skipping through everything. But at least they're getting some cardio in.
Dude.
I figured if they stop at 10, I go, just put 13. I go, that's 3 more calories.
It's a total body workout.
Yeah. Dude, you're the best, Zach.
That's what I do.
It's great talking to you, man. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you in town in April, all right?
All right, fellas. Great talking to you. Thanks for having me on.
Take care. All right, let's hear it, guys.
At all times, stay ultimate.
Zach, he's got the Ultimate Warrior. I love it, man. All right, you know what? I do have tickets to give away to their show. I'm going to give away 2 pair of them right now. We'll take caller number 18 and caller number 19, 610-660-9333 on the Xfinity guest line.
God,
and it'll be good to go. And tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster, by the way. And the show is at the Fillmore. So
yeah.
Call right now if you would like those tickets. He's still holding up the Ultimate Warrior to our screen right now. Oh, my God.
You forget how funny he is.
He is
man.
so damn funny. And I remember the first time we had him in, I was a little scared.
Yeah.
Because he's an intense dude on stage. But he is just funny and cool and a great person to hang out with. I love it. Obviously, we had a victory celebration a year ago. We were on cloud 9. I mean, it was just crazy how excited we were after the Eagles won.
It was all brought into focus with last night's Super Bowl, how the complete sweep of emotions, because I was so disconnected from last night, and we were so orgiastic last time.
Yeah, and we had a celebration planned, obviously, in the form of a parade, and in preparation for that, we had this wonderful balloon display put together and hung on the wall here in our studio, thinking of Balloons by Victoria. She put the whole thing together. It
was amazing.
And the balloons lasted a while. They stayed up as long as we could let them stay, and most of them kind of fizzled out and deflated, and eventually we had to take them all down. Well, there's one that remained. And we figured we'd hold on to it because it was still alive, so to speak, at that time when all the other balloons died. And we thought, well, eventually a single fizzle out and we'll have it, here in the background until then, and we'll throw that away whenever it happens. It never, even the slightest bit, had shrunk in any way, shape, or form. It is a Mylar balloon, but it is in the 3-dimensional shape of an eagle.
Yeah.
And we've just been impressed with this thing. And as we were heading into the week or two before the Super Bowl, Steven noted, he's like, look at that thing. Look at how that's lasted.
It's never changed at all. And at that point, it occurred to me, is this a message from beyond?
Yeah.
Is this are we being told something that involves explosives?
And this was Steve's idea that we should ritualistically do something, some symbol, some act that takes place to maybe create the good juju that we need for a victory next season.
I was thinking of the proverbial phoenix rising from the flames and setting free whatever, as you talk about juju, that is in that Mylar balloon and maybe get us back to the Super Bowl next year.
So we reached out to the only people that we knew could help, and that is the geniuses at Celebration Fireworks, who do, of course, the amazing displays, not only fireworks, but drone displays at our Camp Out for Hunger.
Yeah.
This last year is just absolutely incredible with the tributes to Pierre and everything. We were just so impressed with them. So we reached out to them, and then we realized also we need permission to do this too. And so our friends from One Bala Plaza, the building that we work in, said we were okay as long as we got the thumbs up from the fire department. So thank you to the Lower Merion Fire Company, and Marissa, the Union Fire Company as well was involved.
Yes, so Engine 28, they're right in front of me. Marissa's actually speaking to the fire department right
perfect.
now. So they are all here. Everything is locked and I think ready to go.
Yeah, Marissa, a former fire company member of the Lower Merion Fire Department. All right, so Ryan, who do you have there with you right now?
So I have the man with the switch right now from Celebration Fireworks. So we have Scott Hopkins. Good morning.
How you guys doing?
Are you warm enough?
Yeah.
Scott, can you hear us, Scott?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right, cool. Yeah, I apologize for this, but you guys are amazing, and we really
no
appreciate.
Apologies needed for that.
And also, by the way, thanks to Rodney, the incredible Rodney Bird, the engineer extraordinaire, who's out there getting this done as well. So I'm sure you get lots of calls like this to blow up things in the morning. It's par for the course.
Well, not normally at 7 a.m., no. I work a lot more at night than I do in the morning.
So, as you know, we are huge fans of the device that you brought with you this morning. It was the first time you guys were involved with Camp Out for Hunger. We could not believe what we saw in these giant flame explosions that took place. What is the name of that thing? What do you call that?
We call them fireballs.
Fireballs.
Apt to name. Yeah.
Nice
Straight
and
ahead,
simple,
fireballs. But again, Preston's right. We'd never seen anything like that. And it's kind of become sort of the signature thing that you do. What goes into putting this together, this particular effect?
It's same as any other firework. Black powder, a fuse, and some boom to go with it.
Okay.
This boom particular is gasoline, but it makes for a nice effect.
Now, I understand the part of the process is water has to be added. We have to make sure that the water does not freeze. So there's a sort of protocol in place so that if it were to freeze, I just assume it wouldn't detonate, correct?
It would actually detonate still. There's enough black powder in there. The water acts as more of like a lift to help the fireball get a little higher.
I see. All right.
Okay.
It's always the water that gets the lift out of your fireballs.
Hey, Ryan, have you been at the Camp Out for Hunger and seen this in person when these go off?
Oh, I haven't. What I'm focusing on right now is the setup, but like you have to see the remote control that detonates this device. Can you do like all the TVs in the studio as well with that, or?
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
We're looking at it.
Like,
what all is that device used for? Is that when you guys do the full production fireworks, do you use that?
Yeah. This is one of the firing systems that we use. Everything that we fire is electronically done, so that we're not standing 10 feet away with a flare. And this firing system's been very handy for us over the years.
One of the coolest things we got to do was I hit one and you hit one. Didn't you hit the remote?
I don't think I did. I think you got to do it,
I
Steve.
got to do the remote, and it was, you can't believe the amount of stress and angst when you're the guy who's the switch guy, because, I think I'm going to F it up, but it's pretty amazing.
By the way, there's a key on it and everything.
It's like a nuclear sub,
Big red button and everything.
Yeah.
I love this. So how high will the fireball, the actual fire go? Any idea?
This one will get probably 40, 50 feet up.
Wow.
So a quick question. This is a little bit of a concern. Do you think that fireball will be able to take out that Mylar balloon?
Yeah.
A little giggle first.
By the way, Casey wants me to point out that this is streaming live on YouTube right now. So head over right now, log on, watch us. This whole thing is being carried live as we speak. So it looks like Marissa is our fire company representatives. Oh, she doesn't have her headphones on. Hang on just a second here.
Marissa, yeah, she's
getting untangled. The little talking avocado.
I believe that everything from the fire department is ready to go. Just verifying from Marissa right now.
Hey, 28 guys, are you guys good to go? We're getting a thumbs up from Engine 28. They are ready to go. That's a Union Fire Department down here in the Bala-Kinwood area.
Marissa, which is that? Did you work with these guys, or where were you?
I ran at Union for like a minute.
Yeah.
Steve, come over here and come say hi.
Yeah. These guys are out in the morning and helping us out. We can't thank them enough.
By the way, did we already add the water to the Ryan? Did they add the water?
We did already add the water.
Oh, yes. All right. So maybe we need to.
We'll make this quick. Go ahead, Marissa.
You guys can say hi to Steve Weber. Steve actually just retired from firefighting.
Steve, congratulations. Are we the reason you retired?
36 years in the township. Yeah.
He said Steve and all of the crazy stunts we've made you do over the years, the reason you retired.
Absolutely. It was probably one of the best times ever coming here to do all the events with you guys.
Oh, that's great.
Probably one thing that I will totally miss.
Better than being a firefighter with me.
I mean, that's probably next to it.
Well, listen, we have everything poured and laid and ready to go. Before we blow this, we haven't even shown the balloon though. It's on camera. Is there a way to get over there? Is it too dangerous for someone to walk nearby? All right,
Sam's going to safely walk towards the... So we are like 50, 100 yards away?
About 100 yards,
All
yes.
right. All right, so Sam is walking up a little bit closer right now with the camera. You can see the wings sticking up. That pot is a lot smaller than I thought it would be.
I thought the same thing, Preston. I thought it'd be like a wading pool.
Yeah, all right.
Preston, if I may, big things come in small packages. So
there we go.
I just want to let you know that.
Speaking from experience, yes. Thank you, Marissa. Our next guest is here to talk about a couple things. There's a little event called the Roots Picnic taking place on Saturday and Sunday at Belmont Plateau. But also, the night before that, Friday night, he's going to be performing at Punchline Philly. Please welcome our old friend Quincy Harris.
Hey! Oh, my goodness. How are y'all doing?
We're great, man. How are you?
It feels so good to hear live radio.
Yes.
Like, just hearing Marissa do, I'm like, the traffic is happening right now.
Yeah, we had a little while back, Marissa was talking about some podcasts, and somebody on one of these podcasts was like, we're going to be doing a live podcast event. And we're like, oh, you mean radio?
Like,
yeah, you mean actual, where you hear it in real time, where it's actually taking place.
This feels good.
Yeah,
Because I
thank you.
can't curse. And I'm like, I feel like a curse word. You can't delete it.
You
So-
started. You were born and bred in radio, right?
Yeah.
So that's where you come from.
Yeah, we can't say well, I mean, it's not competition, but yeah. Radio from Germantown,
Oh,
Temple
my God.
Oh
University.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Power
whatever radio
99.
station.
Power 99. Yeah.
Listen, we love everybody.
No, we don't. Let's be real. In radio, we want to crush you, okay? And what Preston and Steve have done for years has crushed the competition. That's why you can be so nice.
That's why we can talk about
hey,
everybody. That's all.
that other station.
But there's some years ago in the quote unquote radio wars. But now everyone's kind of
recorded.
We found our piece of the pie, which is kind of cool. So
Yeah, you have all of the pie.
Yeah, you know what's wild though? I gotta say, Quincy, with the Roots picnic is such a huge thing, and we've been so involved with it at our Big Keenan's broadcast last Friday. I totally forgot it was this weekend.
Yeah,
it's part of the fabric of the city, and this one just seemed. I don't know, your perception being involved with it became roaring up quickly.
Yes, it happens every year. It's crazy because it's almost like a family reunion.
Yes.
Certain people don't come outside for like a year, and then you see them like, oh, did you move? Like, no, I just, I have kids and I have a regular life, but this is the weekend that everybody comes and celebrates.
Steve, I realized it was happening because I took the back way home the other day through Belmont
preparations.
Plateau. And I was like, what is this fencing happening? What's going on? Because it has a new location.
Yes.
Last year I was at the Man, took over the entire Man space. It was great. I went there for Lenny Kravitz. He was incredible. But parking was a little iffy and the weather was a little iffy, but gorgeous weather looking this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be high of 75.
And a place called the Plateau is where everybody go.
Well, DJ Jazzy Jeff's going to be there. So, but Jay-Z, Erykah Badu, De La Soul, Brandy, T.I., some big names this year.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. And then we do a comedy show, me, Black Thought, I host. I'm not performing. I perform a little, but in past years, we've had Dave Chappelle. We've had, just so many different comedians, and it's always a surprise. So you never know who you're going to get.
And that's
tomorrow.
So, which is awesome. And there is a tribute to Eddie Murphy. Is it Delirious?
I mean, allegedly.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Yeah.
I was watching the other day. Some random clip came up on Instagram as I was scrolling, and it was Eddie Murphy, Delirious. Well, okay, now question, because I've forgotten because he did two big specials back in his earlier days. There was Delirious, and then I forgot the other one.
Raw. Delirious is red
is
leather.
in the red.
Red leather.
Okay,
Raw
so
is purple leather.
Yeah, purple leather. All right, so it was Delirious.
Yeah.
And it had a little graphic underneath it, and so it was Eddie on stage. And some girl yells something out, like not really heckling,
She said, dude,
but in the back,
such and such.
yeah, in the background you hear, "Shut up, bitch!"
Yeah.
And that was Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
I missed that back in the day. That was great, man. Yeah, that was Delirious was a big deal when that came out.
Yeah, this is it's sold out tomorrow. Cool. I don't have many tickets. I had tickets. I have a wife, so she likes to come out, and then my sister's coming, and my niece is of age. So it's just going to be crazy. Let me tell you, though, I got to do a shameless plug because this is the #1 morning show in the world. Y'all supposed to clap for that. Woo! Okay, so 6 years ago, I quit Fox 29. Shout out to those people over there. I have my own company. It's called the Cornerstone brand. You can go to thecornerstonebrand.com. We do communications, marketing. We do
on a big scale, by the way, like some big ass stuff.
Yeah, government.
Yeah,
we help out in sports and education and entertainment. So thecornerstonebrand.com. You can check that out. We are open for business.
All right.
So and you like with everything from Governor Shapiro to stuff for the city of Philadelphia.
Come on, you give him to him, Steve.
Absolutely. 76ers as well. Yeah. That's great. We were talking about the time we were on your show.
Yes.
Which was really well run. You had a live studio audience.
Yeah, it was fun.
Now Fox 29 has been embracing a sort of original programming thing. And Marissa pointed out you might have been a few years ahead of your time.
Yes.
Because, you were doing something that was not really being done. You were syndicated in some major markets, but now they kind of just leave the cameras on all day over there.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I saw it going.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know, you guys have video producers, you have cameras. Are we on?
We're on video.
Where are we streaming right now?
Everywhere.
YouTube. Every day, the entire show.
That was my alley-oop. That was, guys.
I saw it.
Yeah. So, yes. It is now about turning on the camera and leaving it on. So, but this weekend is going to be crazy. Do y'all want me to get Black Thought on to see if he's around?
I would love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would love that.
I mean, this is live.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where he is right now.
I can't believe where the Roots Picnic has gone from. Like, I remember going to one of the very first ones at Great Plaza. Do you guys remember that venue on Delaware Avenue?
Oh, yeah. The little sunken kind of amphitheater.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right near, like,
and
Kavanaugh's.
that's where it began?
That's where the first one began.
And now it's going to London?
Yes.
Like, when's the London Roots Picnic? Do we?
I'm
going to look that
might
up.
be in a couple weeks.
Hey, guys, we have Black Thought on the line.
Hey.
Say hello, Black Thought. You're live on the radio. Preston and Steve.
Wow. Oh, he's holding his phone up to the microphone. Hey, Black Thought, how you doing, man?
I'm excellent. How's everybody?
Wonderful. How you feeling going into the big weekend?
Oh man, so excited! I'm ready for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to kick it off.
Let's put this out there. This may be the best weather ever for a Roots picnic.
Yes.
Do you guys have any running knowledge of what up to this point has been the biggest number to attend the Roots picnic?
The biggest number, I think, the biggest number we've gotten over the a 2-day weekend is between 73 and 75,000.
I think you might eclipse that this weekend.
I mean, the weather definitely looks like it's going to be on our side. So
yeah.
Hey, Mr. Thought, who's the one who or is it Dr. Thought? I don't know. Your Eminence. Who's the one who calls all the talent for Roots Picnic?
I mean, at this point, it's a whole council. It's a council of folks. 18 years ago, it was probably 4 of us, but now it's closer to. Just a larger group. I was about to say the final say always comes down to Sean G, Questlove, and myself though.
Okay, because I'm a big fan of Corinne Bailey Rae. Girl, put your records on. Finish it.
Yeah. We all are.
And can you tell them about Delirious, how this actually started? Because this is our 9th year doing Delirious at Punchline, and it's sold out.
Yeah. I mean, well, Delirious started, as something that we were doing. We were doing it once or twice a month initially. I want to say on a Thursday night.
Yep.
And then we would do it the night before the picnic, just like as a special sort of a special edition. And it evolved into something that was it was just less sustainable as the Thursday night residency. And now it's evolved into the thing that we do the night before the picnic. It's how we kick the picnic weekend off.
So are you doing portions of Eddie's show, or how does it work out?
We call it Delirious. That's as far as it goes in terms of the Eddie Murphy homage.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, but I mean, let me ask you this: as the Roots Picnic, from the get-go was a hit, but it's increased. I mean, it is now absolutely part of the Philadelphia legend and lore. Can there be an in tandem comedy event that is also running along? Because this is it. Could this expand to something that is a comedy event on its own, like a Roots Picnic?
I think absolutely. I think it's the sort of thing that could expand, into a comedy festival of sorts. You know what I mean? That's the sort of ecosystem that the picnic has sort of set up. You know what I mean? So all this other stuff is able to coexist.
Oh my God! I mean, listen, Kevin Hart, obviously from the Philly, just had the big roast. I mean, there's so many now bona fide veterans and legends who've come from the general area. I mean, that's a no-brainer at this point. Yeah.
And Black Thought does comedy. He doesn't tell y'all this.
No.
He comes up. He has a couple of jokes. He writes them down. He looks at his phone, and that's like his way of I'm not really a comedian, but he has some funny stuff. I'm not just saying that because I get paid. But anyway, I'm just saying are you gonna do some comedy this year?
I might.
See, that's what he does every year. Like,
I might, yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm never needed, right? I'm like, there's never a shortage of legendary comedians on deck, like to really do their thing. So, I mean, I'm able to read the room. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. So very, very cool. What is there one particular thing over this weekend? I know you may not want to, separate somebody from the pack here, but is there a particular act or somebody that you're really looking forward to spending time with and watching them perform?
I'm really looking forward, to the Jay-Z and Roots set, and I'm really looking forward to Erica's set. I think there's going to be surprises across the board.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure, how many sets I'm gonna pop out on yet. But I'm gonna be making quite a few appearances. I'm really excited about the mixtape, man. This year, the live mixtape set is gonna be ridiculous on Sunday. And I think overall, I'm just excited about, the new digs, right? Like we hyped about being at the Plat.
Yeah.
Hey,
with the Jay-Z, do you guys rehearse that, or is it just we'll get together and have an idea of what you're going to do?
Yeah. These performances are rehearsed.
Okay.
They are rehearsed. All right. I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
Everyone's just pretty much wants to see the rehearsal. Can you just text me where the address is, and I'll bring Preston, Steve, Marissa, and Quincy.
Let me ask a question, because with Jay-Z being here and being part of this, obviously his own festival, which was here and part of everything, has kind of gone away. I wonder if this will be a re-enticing of him to get that going here, because that was another event that was really becoming something, of his own. Do you guys think he might sink efforts into simply just sinking it into the Roots picnic, or you think this might be him refamiliarizing himself with the area? And is there a possibility he falls back in love with the notion of getting his festival up and running again?
I think there's always a possibility. You know what I mean? But I think this picnic, I mean, it definitely represents a return of sorts on a few different levels. So yeah, it's Jay-Z's, reconnection with the city of Philadelphia, and it's a return to the essence of, the jams in the park and the black music that has always existed at the Belmont Plateau. And yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Black Thought, has Jimmy Fallon ever made it out to a Roots picnic?
Yeah, I think he's been to one picnic. Actually, I'm not sure.
Let me
think about it. I'm not sure.
Let me decipher what Black Thought just said to you guys. Hey, we're the Roots. We don't need Jay-Z to do anything. He's coming on our platform.
I like that.
And we love him.
Yep.
And Jimmy Fallon sometimes comes down to Philadelphia, but he's not a regular at the Roots picnic. Was that fair enough? Was that a fair enough translation?
Quincy is my new translator.
Well, let me ask you this. A couple of years ago.
Only I'm not angry.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Preston played drums alongside Questlove in the studio here.
He did, yeah.
I have to imagine that he's always talking about that. Am I right?
Yeah, I can't give him the shut up about it.
Actually, he gave me the pair of sticks that he used when we were done, and I have them framed up on my wall at home.
That's
so
nice.
It's really cool, yeah.
But there was a really special moment in that interview when Questlove walked in here. He's like, I'm on MMR. Like, this was the radio station that he grew up in high school. There was always a fight, when you get on the bus, which radio station you wanted to be on, and MMR tended to be it. And that's where he heard Ozzy and Zeppelin and all of those bands.
That's real. Yeah, WMMR, a legacy station. So many memories, and just our introduction to so much music. Came through listening to MMR.
So let me ask you this: Questlove has proven himself to be a formidable director, documentarian.
Yeah.
Is Questlove going to ever turn his attentions to a documentary about the Roots?
I don't think he's going to turn his attention to a doc about the Roots, but yes, I think very soon the people are going to receive a Roots doc.
All right,
I mean, we
cool.
should. I mean, honestly, the trajectory of the band, of how you and Quest met, how the band formed, Your rise to stardom here in Philadelphia, then nationally, globally, then your trajectory onto Jimmy Fallon. Also, the Roots picnic. There are so many branches and tendrils to what the Roots has meant for this world that I'm telling you, we need a Roots documentary.
Yeah,
I feel like it's coming.
All right,
Sooner than you may think.
I think know something. Quincy, would you translate for us?
Basically, what Black Thought, what Tariq Trotter is saying, is that it's in the works, but he cannot say what production company is going to release it.
Understood.
Where'd you, I didn't hit I didn't check the box for the accent.
I mean, look, man, that's how it is when you go to New York and you're doing all these little fancy things. So,
well, listen, it's an amazing thing. Again, there's just a genuine excitement that the picnic and what you guys, through your efforts, bring to the city every year. It's just, you can sense it, and it means so much to people. And I guess at its core, for you and for the rest of the gang, it has to be that has to be the motivation, the main driving force of this, to know what it means to so many people in this area.
Yeah, absolutely. It really feels like a family affair in that way. And, just for something to have grown from, a couple hundred to, a few thousand people. And then over these years, just the cultural significance and, just what it means to the city and what it means to, it really sets the tone for the season, I feel. What I mean? It's a beautiful way to kick off, all the other events that follow throughout the summer in the city of Philadelphia. And it's, it's grown legs. So the picnic, this is our 18th or 19th annual in Philly.
Wow, crazy.
We're coming up on 20 years. Yeah. But for the past few years, we've been doing a Roots picnic, that's a one-day event in Los Angeles. I think we're coming up on our 4th annual, the Roots Picnic Presents out there at Hollywood Bowl.
What?
And then in August, it'll be our first Roots picnic over 2 days in UK, in London.
Does the LA one have a little different feel to it, a little different tone than the one in Philly?
Yeah, the way we do the LA picnic is one cohesive performance. So there's a bunch of folks performing, but we all do one big set. So this year is Nas, T.I., De La Soul. We bring up a bunch of surprises out as well. But there's no. It's all it's a seamless sort of performance with no breaks.
What's on the UK? Who's on the UK bill?
UK, man, it's the return of Flowetry, De La Soul again, the Roots, Nas, some of my favorite British acts. I think Pete and Bass are performing.
Hey, see if you can get Shirley Bassey out one year.
I'm always talking about the mixtape. The mixtape for the London picnic is Benny the Butcher, Yassine Bey, myself, and again, just some other surprises. But
nice.
Just real excited, to be able to take the show on the road.
Yeah.
To show folks, what it is that we built, because people want it. They're like, it's such a draw. It attracts folks from all over the world, and then they want to sort of they want to take it home and see how they could apply it to wherever it is that they come from.
And I think one of the big aspects of it is that you stir the pot. You go, there's retro, there's current, there's and it's a celebration of what came before, a celebration of what's happening now, and I think that's the perfect menu.
Yeah. I feel like that was the foundation that we initially, started building on, and it's really that's the challenge every year is to maintain that the range, right? You know what I'm saying? And to have it continue to transcend, all these different demos and sort of serve as so many different things to so many different people.
Excellent. Well, you guys, you jumped over hurdle number 1. The weather's going to be fantastic. So
yeah, that's a huge hurdle.
Yeah, man.
I'm very grateful for the way that it looks like it's going to round up.
Excellent. Well, Black Thought, thanks for checking in this morning. We appreciate it. Good luck with everything this weekend. And we're going to continue talking to Quincy here for a couple minutes. But we wish you the best, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for having me.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Black Thought of the Roots. checking in this morning via
Giving his
Quincy's
felicitations.
iPhone as he was holding up to the microphone.
Dude, that was
Is your
good
arm
audio.
tired after holding?
No, this is what we do. We improvise. And we add value. This is what we're here to do.
The audio quality was deep.
I mean, listen, I called the people in the back, and we
Dude,
made sure.
that's the cornerstone way, though, right? That,
Say it again,
So,
Steve.
cornerstone way.
Yes.
Honestly, tell us a little bit about Cornerstone Brand and what all you're doing with that.
So one of my friends who actually worked at the radio station with me, John Suggs, he says, hey, we need help. He worked at a global healthcare company. He's like, hey, we need some help. And I'm like, oh, all y'all guys got to do is this, and this. He's like, dude, if you came up with that easy, why don't you start a company?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm doing this thing. He said, no, I'm telling you, you should start a company. So I did that. And then a guy was running for office. He says, hey, I need some help getting into the African-American community, my messaging. I just want to make sure it's right. That guy became Josh Shapiro, the governor.
Wow.
Helped him out. And then it just started snowballing like that.
So you're like a consulting company?
Consulting, communications, marketing, content,
One-stop
strategy.
shopping. These kind of things are so necessary. We know a number of people in marketing and PR, and is a good friend of my wife and I. She puts together these events, and she knows how to pull in all the various tendrils. Either you have the skill set or you don't. You've got to be a people. There's a whole bunch of things that need to come into play.
For sure.
And the ones that do it well have all those things. And are you loving it?
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
And I think radio and television we're doing it already.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, Casey, hey, we need you to do this. Can you come here at this time? And it just starts turning into a real business. And I've been doing it for 6 years, and it's great.
Nice.
And we're open for business.
Yeah.
The Cornerstone Brand. I mean, you don't get on Preston and Steve and don't say the Cornerstone Brand.
No. You got to use it. Yeah. So
just saying.
who are you going after now? We can choose live on air for you.
Oh, man. You know, I want to say hello to Kenyatta Johnson.
Okay.
City Council President. I love you. We're friends. And if anyone hears this, tell him I love him.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Any opportunity?
Oh, it's always opportunity.
You know what? He does some great things for the city, but I don't think enough people know about it.
That is what I'm saying, Marissa.
That's the Cornerstone way.
It's the Cornerstone way. TheCornerstoneBrand.com. Guys, I know when to leave, so I'm leaving. And I appreciate you guys. I know radio. I know the rap signal. You know when rapped, but you can feel the rap. When
do
you're
wanna
in radio,
thank you.
you can feel the rap.
I want to thank you for being so quick to get back to me about coming on here this morning. And Liz, I feel like that's the Cornerstone way.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Casey.
There are multitudes of Cornerstone ways, and that's it's like an onion, many layers revealed.
It is.
Yeah.
I have a question I've wanted to ask you for a little bit, and it had to do with your television show because I think we went on twice.
Okay.
That is by far. That was the coldest room I'd ever been in my life.
They had to
temperature-wise. I know you have lights and all that stuff, but my God.
Yeah, they had to keep the temperature. Yeah. They didn't pay the bills. That was pretty much it. You know why? Because we didn't have Steven Singer, okay? We didn't have Dunkin' Donuts, okay? And we did not have the blood drive going on June 19th. Please don't forget. Juneteenth.
That's right.
On
Yeah.
Juneteenth.
Yeah.
So let me. We were over doing Mike Jerrick's show.
Yes, Mike.
And ran into your old your female co-host, and I forget her name. She was
Meredith.
Meredith. Yes, yeah. And she's doing stuff for them now over there, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I saw her at Chanel Jones' book signing. She's great. She's doing great things. Shout out to South Philly. That's where she's from, 2th Street.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people going on from your deal, but I mean, you're Temple grad, right?
Yes.
Years on multiple stations here at
sure.
TV. And you have 3 kids, right?
Yeah, 3 allegedly.
Are they
Yeah.
Roots age?
No, they are not.
Okay.
They're 15, 12, and 6, all boys. They are not Roots age, and they're not going. You can't say yes to everything.
Yeah.
All right, who's the performer out of those 3? Who's
the youngest?
Yeah.
So let me tell you my sons, their names. Jordan.
Okay.
Who do you think the second one's going to be?
LeBron?
Kobe.
All right.
Third, anybody? Any
George
guesses?
Foreman.
Allen.
Wade.
wow. Okay.
What we're trying to say is, guys, I'm super black. Jordan, Kobe, and Wade, we like basketball. They weren't going to say it. I can say it. Okay? Yes. My wife let me do it.
Oh, that's great.
Those are great names, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
what's going on? Where's the golf content on your Instagram? What's going
I'm
on?
trying to get better.
Okay.
I'm trying to get, I picked up golf during the pandemic. I'm addicted. I play. I try to dress like I'm playing all the time.
Yeah.
Well, there's your golf guy right there, Preston.
Yeah, we'll play sometime.
Really?
Yeah, I'll hook up with you.
Are you part of a?
I'm a member of
can
a
tell.
club. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you going out?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I play a couple times a week.
My clubs are in the car.
Mine too.
Okay. So what's your handicap?
6.3.
Okay, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to frustrate you. I'm going to frustrate you, but please, let's play. I would love to
for
do
sure.
that.
We'll do that. I'd love to have you out.
I would love 8 hours, me and you.
No, not 8 hours. Not 8 hours.
And you'll be seeing the wrap-up signal on the... Yeah.
Pick up your ball.
Pick it up.
Quincy, pick it up.
This was a fun 9.
I really enjoyed the 16th hole, but I got to get going.
Yeah. No, it's cool you picked up the game. Good.
Yes.
It's addictive, man, for sure.
Very.
Yeah.
Have you gone over to the Cobbs Creek golf course?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, we went there. I went there for the first time the other day with the driving range with my husband. It's
Marissa plays it
beautiful.
a lot. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on your level.
Okay.
You, me, and Chill Moody.
No,
We can go out.
Chill's really good.
Is he?
I hate saying this. Darn,
Yeah.
giving him publicity. me and Chill started at the same time. Chill is really good now, but he has no kids, so
There
that's the whole thing.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah.
Preston has kids, but he just ignores them.
You have to.
Yeah, at some point, you got to pick your priorities.
Listen, do you want to get good at the game or do you want to be a dad?
Exactly.
Come on.
Yes. I want to get to a 5.8 handicap.
All right.
There you go.
You can get there.
Do lower than you.
You can get there. I was a 5'2" at one point. I'm restructuring my game right now.
Well, I'm 5'11".
No,
Tall.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what's funny? Is I didn't even think about it. 6'3". That's how tall I am.
There
too.
you go.
And that's
Yeah.
it's my index right now.
Stop right there.
Well, all right. Well, listen. It's great to see you. It's been
Great
too
seeing you
long.
guys.
We will
Yes.
play golf.
Okay.
And good luck with everything this weekend.
Appreciate y'all.
The show at Punchline is sold out Friday, but the Roots Picnic. Get your tickets. It's going to be packed. Tens of thousands of people, but the weather is going to be absolutely perfect.
Predicting a record breaker attendance.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Quincy Harris, everybody. And Black Thought, which is wonderful. Thanks for getting him on board. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston.
A little bit closer.
Little closer.
Go. I think he's a little nervous, guys.
I can imagine he would be nervous. What could
Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Put it back in.
It blew out. Okay. Hold on. The eagle just blew out of the
He doesn't want to go.
of
This
the pot.
balloon is fighting for its life right now.
really is.
Somebody's got to put it back in there.
All right, so
Scott is running out right now
my
to do
God.
that.
let a
Thank you.
trained individual return our Mylar balloon to the pot.
So
I love the guys from Celebration. These guys come ready for everything and ready for every adventure.
You know what? They're wonderful. They're by the books. They know everything. You know what? It's finally because it's so cold out there, Preston. It's starting to deflate a little bit.
it is. All right. So
exactly.
we need to move on this. All right. As soon as Scott has that in place, which he does, look at that. Look at that
you
eagle.
Mighty Phoenix. Mighty Eagle.
Marissa, when Scott gets back over there, we're going to play the Eagles fight song. And at the very end of it, you guys give him the cue, and then it's going up in smoke, okay?
All right. I need to talk to Casey for a moment. We're doing Eagles fight song. Are we doing a chant? Is there a chant at
There's
the
a
end?
chant at the end, yes.
EAGLES Eagles, and then boom. In
Boom.
fact, you guys can chant down there, too, if you want, and then that'll be the signal to set it off, okay?
All right. So like EAGLES Eagles is like our countdown.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
Eagles, kaboom. All right. As soon as you are in place and ready to go, this is streaming on YouTube.
All right.
Our numbers have just doubled for people tuning in. All right, you guys ready?
I believe that we are. Let me just get the final word from Celebration.
And we'll start the song when you're ready.
All right, Scott, we ready to go? Preston, we are ready.
All right, Casey, fire it up. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. After a year, the balloon says bye-bye. Here we go.
The majesty of this moment cannot be understated.
Look at that. Please describe what you saw and felt.
I felt the full force of the Phoenix It rose through the air. Debris is still coming down. It was pure majesty. The one tear that I shed is immediately frozen. Scott, you're a wizard, man.
That was amazing. If you notice in the cloud, the plume of smoke that rose into the air, I saw the image of Jalen Hurts smiling.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was
my
amazing.
God. It's an apparition. Marissa, could you feel the heat off of that?
I think my eyebrows singed a little bit.
And
guys.
you're far away. That shows you how
I am
powerful that is.
Far away, and I could feel the heat on my face. All right, fans will know this. When Jalen Hurts walked off the field during that Super Bowl they lost in 2022, he had the energy. He actually saved a photo on his phone screen. Guys, I am screen capturing this, and this is going to get me through till next September.
Yes! When we win the Super Bowl. That's how it's going to play out. We've just sealed it.
I gotta see if what is left of that balloon. If it's completely
there
vaporized.
is some debris. Sam is actually going up right now to show what is left from this. We'll need to collect this and put it back together when they win the Super Bowl next year. Too.
I'll be shocked if anything is left from that. I mean,
I would be stunned, Preston. I mean, the thing was sitting in the pot.
Black powder
Guys,
and gasoline.
I think we need to build a mantle in the studio to put the ashes on.
Put it next to Birdbot.
Yeah. There is leftover pieces.
Holy crap!
Oh!
Yes.
What is that?
That is a wing.
Pick it up. Is that a wing?
Tail feather. That's a tail feather.
That's a tail feather.
Well, we're keeping that.
Yeah.
We're keeping that.
I just gagged a little bit, like you just picked up a piece of a carcass.
Wait a second, though. The tail feather was the closest to the fire.
You know what, Steve? You're right.
Right?
The butt end was down in that tank.
How would that survive that?
All right, we'll pick up the fragments. We'll store it next to Birdbot, and we'll have it memorialized forever.
Yes.
And so, yes, we are indeed picking up the pieces.
Thank you,
Ben-
guys.
No environmental
Ben-
issues.
Ben from Celebration Fireworks just handed me a singed wings, guys. It's very sad.
Yes, collect all
It's all
that.
crumpled and singed. Smells like burning mylar.
All right. Well, we'll bring the pieces back up to the studio, and we'll find a wonderful place for them. I want to thank our friends at Celebration Fireworks for making this whole thing possible.
Amazing.
Lower Merion and the Union Fire Companies for participating.
The best.
And the amazing Rodney Bird for putting together our broadcast equipment and facilities to make sure that we can actually pull this off. So you guys can come on up to the studio. We'll shut it down for there, and we're gonna talk Super Bowl a little bit now. All right, Marissa, you good?
Sounds good. Go Birds!
Go Birds!
All right, and thank you, Ryan, for going down there too. Well, there it goes.
Wow.
And I can't believe that a part of that actually stayed together.
The part closest to the detonation was intact. Mind you, it was blanched a little bit. It was bleached white, but that was pretty impressive.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I got this email. I would like to present this to you and those listening. I would like to have you maybe call in because, or you can text in as well. We have a phrase that we've used for years on the show just as a joke, which is the Preston and Steve Show. You learn stuff, and it's kind of tongue in cheek. But I got this email from Vince. Vince Schiccietano.
Hey!
He checked in on Monday and said, "Hey guys, love your show. But as I was listening today, I thought of a segment for your show called Everything I Learned from the Preston and Steve Show."
Dear God.
And then he points this out. He says, "Today I learned about EST and EDT, Eastern Standard Time and Eastern Daylight Time." Because we were talking about daylight savings time, and a caller called in with some information. And I never know whether we're in daylight time or we're in standard time.
No.
And Casey had pointed out we have this, our text message board has the time that people text in. And next to it, it says, 8:20 to 8 a.m. EDT. And Casey and I had never put together that means daylight time. So we learned on that day that this is something that we see every day and had no idea that, okay, now we can tell when it's daylight time or standard time. But Vince says, I figured your audience can call you and comment on things that they learned or first heard on your show. The first time you heard about something and learned about it, you were today years old listening to the show. 610-660-9333 is the number.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was today years old when I realized this. We have espoused a lot of information over the 28 years. Some of it occasionally is accurate. So hopefully,
And also, listen, a lot of times the stuff that you learned that day, we learned that day too. It's not like we are imparting this wisdom to you. It's being shared to us.
I've said this many times before when I used to listen to the broadcasters when I was a kid. I'm like, God, you must have to be really smart. And then, no, not a requirement at all.
Years ago, Casey's wife was working with a dental organization, and you came in one day and said, after you brush your teeth, spit out the toothpaste and don't rinse because the fluoride stays on your... I haven't rinsed since then. Was that 3 or 4 years ago?
I still have to rinse.
Change?
There are things that I've learned, and I still like... So on this show, I learned that it's all of a sudden.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember that day.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why, but I had brought it up, and you realized you're like, oh my God, that's what I say.
Yeah.
I say all of the sudden.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you ever write all of the sudden? You're like, no.
Yeah. But I still say
sudden.
I don't even know if I think I still just say all of a sudden, even though I know it's not all of a sudden. And I also, I learned on this show that it is a water heater and not a hot water heater.
Though hot water heater is a commonly used phrase, but it is redundant. What was the thing that you learned? Maybe it was not on the show, but did you learn barbed wire on the show?
No.
Okay.
But I confessed.
Okay, all right.
That for the longest time. No, but I did dachshund.
Yes. Oh, yes.
The dog, and that was a long time. It was over 20 years ago. We had some dog specialist on, and I'm reading, and I go, okay, can you tell us about a Dachshund? And he goes, I don't think I've ever heard of that breed before. And you guys were like, wait, can I see that? And you're like, it's Dachshund. And I always thought it was spelled, I'd never seen it spelled. I always thought it was D-O-X-E-N or O-N or something like that. That's what it's pronounced like. And a similar thing happened, Steve, live on a game show. Wink Martindale had never seen the word orangutan spelled out. And the answer the person gave was orangutan. And he goes, no, it's orangutan. So he had found it as well. But for barbed wire, I thought it was bob wire, B-O-B. Bob wire for the longest time.
Barbed.
But at some point I found out, and I did learn that. So let me get some calls. We are going to go to, let me go to Eric. Hi, Eric. You are on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. Sorry to bother you at work. How you doing, Preston?
It's all good, bud. We're doing well. So something you learned listening to the Preston and Steve show. A text I saw. This is from Yachts from our YouTube crew. It says, morning show people. We're halfway to the next Camp Out for Hunger.
Yeah.
Let's pause for a moment.
We got a blood drive.
We got a few things going. We just finished Keenan's. Keenan's is one that when we're done, I'm like, okay, the really long meetings can take a little pause for a little while, and we can worry about Camp Out for Hunger a little bit later on.
What wipes you out the most?
Physically?
Yeah.
Camp Out for Hunger. By the end of that week, I'm shot. But I tell you what, at the end of the day at Keenan's, I'm physically wiped out.
Yeah,
for sure.
For me, it is the Cardboard Classic.
Oh, yeah.
So the Cardboard Classic is the only event where the night before, I put a reminder on my phone to, by hook or crook, and I made the deal with myself, pick a point in the afternoon driving back where I stop and just sit in the car and close my eyes for a bit.
You're right. It's an extra long day.
Yeah.
I mean, because we get up early, we do the show, and then we go right into the event.
Yeah.
And we're on for the next several hours after
I think
that.
that's it. That's what does me in. The camp out's a little bit more mitigated.
There's rest in between the things that we do.
Yeah,
I guess so. But nonetheless, they're events we love doing. We put in a lot of work along with the rest of the staff here, but they are so much fun. But I'm going to enjoy summer first before I start thinking about Camp Out for Hunger. All right, I do have some Bizarre File stories for you.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
It's brought to you by Horizon Cooling. They have 24/7 emergency AC service available, even on nights or weekends. Plus, you can get a new system for as little as $105 a month. Plus, and up to 12-year warranty. Book your visit today at horizonservices.com. Well, 5 people who were trapped for a week in a flooded cave in Laos were found alive yesterday. Rescue Volunteer for People said on social media, we found 5 people alive and all safe. There are still 2 people that we are searching for. The group posted a video on Facebook showing rescuers celebrating the news. In a separate video posted on Facebook, Thai rescuer said at 4:30 p.m., we found our target. We found 5 people. We were looking for the other 2.
That's amazing.
And they later shared another video showing him and other rescuers hugging and cheering inside the cave. A group of people from local villages was reportedly searching for gold when the cave's entrance became blocked. That was on May 19th after a landslide triggered by heavy rains and flash floods.
Had there been rumors of gold in this cave?
I think so, yeah. One of the people in the group managed to escape the cave before the exit was blocked and alerted the authorities. The cave is located in a remote mountainous area. About 100 people have been involved in the rescue operation. Heavy rains and the rugged terrain have hindered operations. Rescuers working at the scene have said on social media. Mikko Pasai, a specialist diver from Finland, said earlier on Wednesday that rescuers had to, quote, navigate hundreds of meters of constant restrictions, floodwaters, collapsed hazards, and high risk of contaminated air quality in the cave.
Those guys are amazing. So those are they were Finnish divers, Preston, that found the bodies of those people in the cave system off the Maldives.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the exact same people or not, but it very well may be. So he said that the cave was an abandoned gold mine. So I guess they were going in to see if there was more.
I'd be afraid of ghosts.
Man, they showed
Me too. Yeah.
They showed some video of the people inside that cave, and it's like, I mean, it's the stuff of nightmares.
Yes,
it's a water-filled.
You remember the
cave?
The boys that they had. Was it?
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, where they literally had to sedate them.
Yeah,
and like push them through. Virtually passed out. That's how little clearance they had.
Yep. All right, a Yale spin-out startup called Bexorg has developed a way to restore partial function to intact human brains from deceased donors and is using them to test drugs for neurodegenerative diseases, operating in a legal and ethical gray zone that has sparked a lot of conversation. That's the spokesperson for the company, by the way. The company's Brain X system pumps synthetic fluid through the brain's vascular network, delivering oxygen.
It's a success!
Delivering oxygen and nutrients at the right temperature while keeping the organ metabolically alive, to active, not alive. Oh, is that the crowd? They love it. They love what he does on stage. So no, it brings it keeps the organ metabolically active. Putting on the Ritz. To prevent any possibility of consciousness, the brain is held under constant chemical anesthesia.
It's pretty amazing.
In this suspended state, hovering between life and death, the brain can metabolize experimental drugs while sensors record hundreds of data points on its cell proteins and reactions. Bexorg says the intact human brain, with its decades of real-world exposure to medications and aging, is far more useful than animal models or lab-grown organoids, and they're just getting started.
Organoids. We're the organoids. Yes, Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the organoid.
I'm the purple organoid. He's the red organoid. And together, we fight brain disease.
So
here's our latest patient. That organoids thing was kind of weird, wasn't it?
They're just getting started, too. One pharmaceutical partner, Biohaven, is already launching a clinical trial of a drug partially based on data gathered in Bexorg brains.
And now the organoids will join together and form a large robotic beaver.
The company is scaling up to process up to 1,600 brains per year. So
brains.
Pretty interesting. I don't know. All right, here's a delightful story with a happy ending. A hitchhiking kitten was rescued from the grill of a car after riding more than 100 miles through Pennsylvania.
On my way.
The Kennedy Township Police Department said that it received an unusual call on Tuesday morning. A kitten was found stuck in the grill of a car. It's believed that the kitten had climbed into the car while the driver was in Breezewood and then made the entire trip home inside. According to the police chief, he said several individuals gathered around his car and advised him that a cat had walked under the car, a kitten. He looked under his car, he checked around, he didn't see any cats. He figured the kitten had probably just wandered away. The driver, who was coming from Maryland, had stopped for a snack in Breezewood. He finished a 2-hour drive home to Kennedy Township, and it wasn't until the next day that he heard meowing, and first responders discovered the stowaway, who was a little scared, but he was healthy. This kitten is now with a next-door neighbor, and while it's unclear where the kitten will end up, the next-door neighbor does have a name, Breezy, after Breezewood, which is where the cat...
since Organoid was taken.
Organoid was already taken, so they went with Breezy instead.
We have 3 kittens at our house right now that we're fostering, and a mom cat. They're just otherworldly adorable.
I'm sure, man.
Yeah.
Kittens,
unbelievable.
Come on. There's almost nothing cuter than that. So, all right, well, you know what? That's what we'll wrap it up for the Bizarre File this morning. Had some good stories to share with you. We'll take a break. We'll come back in a second. We'll do some giveaways because we got a lesson question that we'll get ready. Stay put. It's coming up next.
The recent one's pretty simple. My wife always has superstitions when you walk through the parking lot or going into a store and somebody's on one side and the other person's on the other side. She's like, oh, you got to go around. Well, now I know to say bread and butter.
There you
Bread
go.
and butter.
Yes. Bread and butter will fix the curse.
There is a classic...
Looking forward to using it.
So you just learned that. All right. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it, buddy.
You got it.
There's a classic Looney Tunes cartoon, and I forget what character is doing it, but it's walking between things and it's going bread and butter, bread and butter, bread and butter.
Yeah. Let me go to Mel's on the line. Hey, Mel. Good morning.
Hi, guys. How are y'all?
Great. What's up?
Not much. So, I actually learned how to take shots on your show.
Like injections? Like, what do you mean shots?
No, like shots of alcohol.
Oh, wow. We taught you. Okay.
So, years ago, when you still did the St. Patrick's Day broadcast, I was picked to play a game, Oh Jeopardy! I didn't really go out and drink. I didn't do shots. But I had gotten double Jeopardy and was handed a double shot. And before you guys could even tell me what I had to do, I took it. And I didn't really take shots before.
So it was more of an indoctrination than a lesson. Yeah.
Yeah. But, an indoctrination can be a lesson.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Mel. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. We'll see you. Here's a text. Somebody today, so it was literally today years old when I found out a female donkey was called a Jenny. That was our stupid question this morning. It may come in the form of that,
It
too.
could be that.
But however you learned something, I learned everything I know from the Preston and Steve show. Let's see. Somebody said that people say wheelbarrow when it's actually wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
I guess we explained that
We did.
to them at some point. Let me see. Somebody had texted. Oh, here's a reference to the Y100 video we were talking about earlier this morning. It says I was exactly today years old when the Y100 video Preston was talking about on Fox popped up on my social media, and I saw how smoking hot your general manager Lim Bruder was. So I just found that out.
Hey, me too, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Let me go to Rob. Hi, Rob. Good morning.
Good morning, yet.
Good morning to see you, Rob. All right, what have you learned from listening to the Preston and Steve show?
I learned from Mr. Steve Morrison that 40 feet is almost 50 feet.
It's right. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a ploy I use all the time. 40? That's almost 41.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
see, and you can use that. That's stuff, that's information you can use.
And share that knowledge, too,
Yeah.
by the
Don't
way.
hold it to yourself.
No.
Pass it forward.
Marissa actually posted this this question or this statement on Facebook and got some responses. Here's one. This is and this is kind of what I was thinking that people might chime in with stuff like this. That this person, Matthew, said that sulfur hexafluoride has the opposite effect of helium on the human voice.
God, do we have a good time with sulfur hexafluoride?
I didn't know that until we did that segment.
Here's Casey laughing. There you go. Yeah.
Here's another one that says, I learned what lot lizards are.
Lot lizards.
That's from Carly Myers. She said, to this day, if I pass a Flying J rest stop, I think about that episode.
They're the prostitutes that work truck stops.
Yep. Mark Darling said, I learned that you can actually light a fart on fire. We definitely did that.
Well, you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Here's the reaction. Here we go.
Yep. We tried so many times.
We cut into a commercial break.
That's right.
It was like we're waiting for like a NASA launch.
Let's see. Here's some other ones. Somebody said that they learned about ASMR from our show. It says like 10 years ago. Learned that from Preston.
I don't even know what ASMR stands. What does that
Autonomous
stand
Sensory Meridian Response.
for? There you go. I'll
And
forget
I
that.
only know that because I have that condition.
Yeah.
Do you know, I never knew of the shocker until our show.
Okay.
I was not familiar with the shocker.
I don't think I was either.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. This one says that they learned that Irish potatoes are regional, not widely known.
Oh, wow. Okay. Did you? I think we learned on this show what the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean was.
Explain, please.
Well, I've never had a garbanzo bean on my chest.
Here's one that says, I literally got my check this week, $225 from PA unclaimed property.
Yeah, that's something you brought up.
I
Yes.
bought it. Yeah, I had like 400 some odd bucks. I did not know that was out there for me. I don't know, Ryan, did you?
I did one in New Jersey. I got 65 bucks from it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought you'd hop on unclaimedliver.com, which is it.
No, they're claiming that. Trust me.
Stephen Gregory said, I found out my car's gas gauge points to the side of my car that the gas cap is on. Yep, maybe we instructed that. Mhm.
Sam just texted me, said, I learned Alabama wet wipe from when we talked about crapping on the side of the road. I forget what an Alabama wet wipe is.
So I learned Alabama wet wipe from Bert Kreischer.
Okay.
So an Alabama wet wipe is when you spit in the toilet paper and then wipe your ass with it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that falls into things that I think we all sort of got up to speed on. Hot Carl,
Dizzy
Gillespie, Rusty Trombone, all of that. I mean, I was vaguely familiar with some of the nomenclature, but I didn't get the specifics.
That was from the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary had all those weird things.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, and oh man, Pittsburgh platter. Did you say that?
Felching.
There's the Klondike is another one.
Was it Kentucky Klondike or? Oh no,
I've forgotten. It's been so long since I've looked at those things. Hang on, Ryan.
So this
brought up,
and that is where you take toilet paper. If you have if you got swamp ass,
Yep.
You take toilet paper and you flatten it out a couple of squares and you just shove it in your butt and you leave it. It's like my buddies just called the butt tampon.
I learned from Casey lily padding.
Yes, I learned.
Oh.
No, we all learned together. Because I shared on the air how I had to unfortunately go big potties in a porta pot.
Yeah.
And I had splashback, and it scarred me till this day.
Explain how you lily pad.
Well, so what these construction workers told us on the air was that if you do unfortunately have to go number 2 in a porta pot, you lay down a ton of toilet paper before you do that.
Stops the splash.
And it gives it a nice soft landing.
That'll work in a regular toilet in your home too. Yeah.
All right, here's a bunch of really good ones, guys. Okay, so here's really good ones. Jim Henry said, I learned that you can mail things without putting them in a package.
I did not know that either.
I didn't
always
either.
thought it had to be in some sort of receptacle.
We had done this thing several years ago, and we told people to try just slap postage and an address onto something and throw it in the mail and see if we get it. You don't put it in a box or anything. And we got things like coconuts and bricks.
Your museum.
It's not part of the Shards and Crafts.
All right, but we did have
but
a
we
collection.
used to have a full collection. We finally got rid of it. There was tons of odd items that people sent to us through the mail.
Right.
This person, Crystal Wank, said, I learned the correct way to pronounce macabre.
Yes.
Oh.
Which is spelled M-A-C-A-B-R-E. I need to hear Jackie Bam Bam say that word.
Dude,
because macabre is right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
in the things that he likes.
He was doing commercials, and I want to say it was for the Oddities Festival where he says macabre. And he even gives it like good inflection, too.
Okay. Corey Leeper said, I learned that Bajmir is rim job spelled backwards. Learned that on the Preston and Steve show. Diane Abbott Hemmer said they learned to never pick up a random dollar bill on the ground.
Poo dollar.
Poo dollar.
We did poo dollar for years. It was a crowd favorite.
Casey would rub a dollar in between his butt cheeks and set it on the ground, then sit and wait for somebody to pick up. And then he would jump out with a bullhorn and scream poo dollar.
And then Bravo Channel bought that from us and created a whole
Preston,
show.
You pick a dollar up, then you
put it back down. Poo dollar. Poo dollar. Dude, and you were dancing when you were doing that. All right, Debbie Carling Agostino said, I learned if your nose runs when you are eating, that is called gustatory rhinitis.
Okay. Oh,
okay. I remember talking about that, but I don't remember saying that.
I remember you had a different scenario that had your nose.
Mine is when I drink something hot.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Kim Boy said, I learned the lyrics of Foo Fighters' Monkey Wrench. I remember the discussion, what Dave was saying during a really long-winded vocal section of the song, and Marissa saying the lyrics. I'll never forget that, as I'm a lyric person and wanted to know too. Too many moments to list. Thanks, crew. Don't know what I'd do without you all. Let me see. And I haven't read through these. I'm just reading this as I go along. Let me see here. Shelley Wise said, question of the day, summer, back in the early 2000s in Y100, the English word with the most definitions is the word set.
Set.
So she learned that. Kevin Jones said that they use day-old donuts and honey to catch bears hanging out in people's neighborhoods.
Yeah, they do.
Andrew Millichap said he learned the part of the body that people forget to clean the most is behind the ears. Guess we passed that along, too.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I wash my head, but I don't specifically target the backs of the ears.
You know what I do now, and I've been doing for a little while now, is, and I never used to do this, I wash my entire legs, like behind my knees. Like,
do you shave?
No. I mean, not often. Sometimes.
Do you do it every time, or if you're a little short on time, you'll skip it?
Every time.
Okay.
Every time. Yeah, because I'm a loofah guy and everything's all set up anyway, so it doesn't take a whole lot.
Okay.
You know?
Donna Lee learned what a Pittsburgh toilet is.
Yes.
That's the one that just sits in the middle of the room. It's not really a bathroom. From Green Day on 93.3 WMMR. And it is 8 minutes after 10 o'clock. Getting close to the end of the show today. We'll get that letter today for the Word of the Week prize. It's coming up very, very shortly. Get prepared because we give it away tomorrow on No Sad Bro Friday. But for now, we have something else totally different to give away. We're going to give away a pair of tickets as MMR rocks the advanced screening of Disclosure Day, and that's Monday, June 8th, 7 p.m. at the Regal King of Prussia, the IMAX Theater. And the question that we'll go with this morning is we had Quincy Harris in, and he's not just Black Thought's friend. He is also his what? That we found out. 610-660-9333. It was a job that he was doing for him this morning while he was on with us. So if you heard that interview, it was about 9:20, not that long ago. Quincy Harris is not just Black Thought's friend, he's also his what? 610-660-9333. Let's see if you were listening.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by Horizon Services. Count on Horizon Plumbing and Electrical to keep your home comfortable and safe with drain clearing services, surge protection packages, and more. You can book now at horizonservices.com. So what's up this morning, Steve?
Well, Preston, Ray J is still under observation in a Las Vegas hospital after his MMA knockout loss to Super Hot Fire. Super Hot Fire was reportedly so distraught about Ray J's condition that they flew in a specialist named Dr. Tongue Depressor.
Oh, my God.
To baby. More of these names.
Yeah.
His ex-girlfriend's brother revealing that the rapper told him he wanted to slap him up before starting a brawl at a popular bowling alley. The fight went hardcore really quickly, said witness Rental de Shoes. Dude. It's a whole bunch of jokes like that.
Yeah.
And finally, recently fired Tom Hardy reportedly kept cast and crew on the series Mobland waiting for hours while he stayed in his trailer. Hardy insists he wasn't trying to be rude, but was at a critical phase where he needed to bottle feed his baby possum. That's your Hollywood track.
What was the name in the second story of the actual legit name?
That was DeBaby. And then in the first one was a Super Hot Fire.
Super Hot Fire. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's a new one. I've
So
heard
the
of
doctor
the
he
baby.
hired, is Dr. Tongue Depressor.
Right. Super Hot Fire.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We
And
will
rental to shoes.
see if we can get an answer to the question this morning. So Quincy Harris, not just Blackbaud's friend, but also is what? We will go to Sue on the Xfinity mobile guest line. Hi, Sue. Good morning.
Hello there.
Hello, Sue. All right. So Quincy is not just Blackbaud's friend. He's also his what?
Translator.
The translator. All right, Sue. Hold on. And we are going to give you that pair of tickets for the advanced screening of Disclosure Day on Monday, June 8th at 7 p.m. Steve on the bell.
I'm trying to keep beat.
It's at Regal King of Prussia and IMAX, and it's a gripping new Steven Spielberg thriller. Sure to keep audiences on the edge of their seats. Disclosure Day is in theaters on June 12th.
The advance on this movie is tremendous.
Excellent. We got it in IMAX for you.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Brought to you by Worldwide Stereo and their annual television event now through the 31st. You can save on premium Sony, LG, and Samsung OLED TVs as Worldwide Stereo clears their showrooms for the new arrivals now through May 31st in showroom only at Worldwide Stereo in Montgomeryville and Wayne. I just have one story for you.
Just one?
Yeah, but it has to do with a legend, Paul McCartney. Paul, during a recent appearance on BBC Radio, had said that if he had his way, he was talking about Prince. So, Tracks of My Years, the legend, that was the name of the show. I'm sorry, it was on BBC.
That's right.
The legend was praising Prince's talent, saying that Kiss was one of his favorite songs. And then Sir Paul shared that Prince had actually performed the Beatles song Long and Winding Road in concert numerous times. The first time he heard it, Paul said that he noted that Prince made the song kind of rocky with some really good...
It'll be like this.
I know it. I knew it.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
Oh, wow. He's impersonating the actual doves
Oh, yeah, he wants
when
to
they
go, yeah.
cry. So... no, but he said it had some really good, like, rocking guitar.
I have no doubt. Is there a recording of this?
I've never heard it. There's got to be somewhere, and I wouldn't mind checking that out. So,
I mean, when the cover of "While My Guitar Gently Weeps,"
yeah,
I mean,
it's excellent.
I mean, oh my
his guitar,
God.
his guitar performance is great. My algorithm on Instagram has been loaded with Prince clips. I guess I liked a couple of them, and now I'm getting loads of them. And most of it is just his guitar work, which I always thought Prince was a really good guitar player. I didn't see him as like a master shredder or anything like that, but he is very tasty. Man, he could play fantastic guitar solos.
And very smooth. Like you see his... sometimes, I remember one time I was watching a documentary, Preston, where he was playing his guitar so seductively that it actually...
Oh, you saw some stuff spew out of that.
Incredible.
That was a movie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't a documentary. That was Purple Rain at the very end.
Like, it seemed kind of scripted.
But no, he was a great guitar player. He was just very, very tasty. Like you said, very effortless too. The way his mannerisms when he's actually playing the guitar and his movements are excellent. I showed Casey this one just raw funk thing he was doing. I'm like, this is just amazing.
He could have been a straight up
just a guitar player.
gun for hire guitar player and session player.
So Paul said this version of Long and Winding Road
little fella
had some really good guitar on it, and he's just itsy bitsy teeny weeny.
It's a teeny weeny little man in your tiny little shoes and your tight pants.
So he got him thinking. He said, it's really
Look
great.
at the guitar spewing.
He said that I'm going to ask the Prince estate for permission to use the audio. He said because I could make it into something really good. So I don't know what he plans on doing with that, but
It's Paul McCartney.
he wants to be a part of that.
Go
somehow,
for Paul McCartney.
which would be pretty cool. All right, and there you go. That is what I have in music news. That's all I have today. All right, we'll take a break, and when we return, we'll get the letter of the day. Ray Koob is in. We'll see what he's got planned for you as well. So stay close, as we won't be gone long. Mainly in the basement.
The idea is if you'd come in from a particularly dirty job with, I guess, mining or anything industrial, and you'd come into a door that goes right into the basement, and you could go to the bathroom without having to get completely, changed.
Dorian Lenz, by the way, we're doing everything I learned from the Preston and Steve show. Dorian Lenz said, I learned what an upside down pineapple means.
Yes, you're down for swinging.
Yeah.
I just got rid of a hat that I had that had a pineapple on it.
Was it
And I
upside down or right side up?
Can't remember.
Sometimes people interpret it,
Yeah.
even if it's not upside down.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen anybody do that in a supermarket?
No, but we do have some listeners. They were at our Christmas Miracle broadcast. And I can't remember if it was the husband or the wife, but they had a necklace with an upside-down pineapple on it. And I was like, hang on a second. And they were like, yes, we are.
What I did not know is that it is in that community, it is fairly common to put an upside-down pineapple plate on your front door.
That's what I've been seeing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
I've been seeing that more and more, noticing it more and more.
On somebody's front door?
Yes.
To basically say, as for this house, we worship the Lord and we swing.
Remember those things you used to put on your front door? It was like if your house was like a safe haven for people. Do you guys know?
I remember there was a sticker for like the fire department, like a child lives in this room, or
I remember those. Yeah.
Which can also be bad.
Yeah.
For your local.
So you were advertising?
Your local predator.
Yeah.
Let me go to a couple of calls real quick, and then I got a bunch more of these to read. I have Doug, who is joining us on the phone side. Doug, you're on the air. Good morning, bud.
Dad Zooks.
Dad Zooks, sir. What's up?
That tells you how old I am. So I don't remember who it was, but it was Casey Boy or somebody was talking about for all intensive purposes. And I found out it's intense and purposes.
Intense and purposes. Yes, it's one that people regularly get wrong. And from time to time, we'll try to reveal what they really like all of a sudden.
What in the hell what's an intensive purpose?
I am so intensive in my purpose.
I mean,
you're very committed.
You can have a purpose.
They have a very intensive,
very intensive
purpose.
Let's go to Kim. Hi, Kim. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Kim.
So my husband is very grateful that probably 10 years ago I learned about Steak and BJ Day.
Steak and BJ Day. We used to have We used to have Steak and BJ Day dinners.
We may need to stir that back up again. People really responded well to that. Routinely, it would take place 1 month after Valentine's Day.
Right.
That's
March
right.
14th.
Yeah.
Do you still celebrate, Kim?
Yes, we do. Sometimes it's not on that specific day if we have something going on, but I don't think my husband lets me forget.
Good.
It's okay.
Of course. All right. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate it. And then we'll go to Max here. Hi, Max. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning, it's.
Good morning to see you. All right, so everything I learned for the Preston and Steve show. What did you learn?
When I was 15, I learned what X-Hamster was.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
And on that day, that was a glorious day.
Oh, that's so funny. A friend of mine was just on it the other day.
Happy we could help, Max. Thanks, buddy.
What were they? So there's X-Hamster, Lobster Tube, which is what I think Bert Kreischer introduced us to.
Yeah. No, it was Big J.
Was it Big J?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lobster Tube. And Pornhub. Corn Hub, which is an offshoot.
Yeah, that's it's a food truck.
Yeah, those are the ones that come to mind.
All right, so here are a few other ones. Tom Masella Jr. said, I learned frying leftover pizza in the skillet is the best way to reheat it. And I stand by that. It really is, especially if you're just doing a couple of slices. Let's see. This is Kurt Malawi said, I learned that David Spade was actually the person doing the female cleaning lady voice that woke up Chris Farley's character in Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
That's at the beginning of our show every morning. In case you aren't up that early, our show has started for 28 years with that Tommy voicing.
Yeah. How many times do you hear from people who will hear a clip that we play on the show and finally see it in the movie that we got it from?
Dude, okay, so just so randomly, I heard something on my TV go, yeah, where are the strippers?
Yeah.
And it was like, it's Hungry Time or whatever that, oh God. What's
Hungry
the,
Time.
Oh,
Is it a cartoon?
It's a cartoon, and it's got like a milkshake that talks.
Bob's Burgers? I don't know.
No.
I don't know that.
Wait.
Not that
Blow
one.
the lid off the joint. Yeah.
Hold on. Go back to that other clip, the one that you hit.
You remember that one?
I do. And the reason I wanted to hear is I had somebody email me not that long ago looking for that woman.
Oh my God.
They wanted that whole. It was a woman who called up. She needed help with her computer, and she was leaving a voicemail for her son. And it starts off very calm. She's like, she starts off very calm, and then by the end of it, she's screaming her head off. It was so funny.
I did it for you.
I used to love playing that.
Casey,
I have no idea where to find it.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
yeah.
Yep.
Where are the strippers?
So that's from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Never knew that.
All right, so here's one that says, Brian Butch Cole said, I think I learned that ranch dressing is good on pizza. Maybe they really like it on there.
I don't even like it like that anymore. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Jessica Leet Schneck said, I learned to create shortcuts in my phone keyboard app for stuff like my address. Thank you, Casey Boy.
You're welcome.
Lauren Peltzer learned the word taint from us.
In fact, Casey has a tattoo on his taint.
Yeah.
So does Joe.
Me and Joe.
Yep. In fact, we have audio of Joe getting said tattoo, which is...
At the very moment the needle touched his taint. You can hear the tattoo gun in the background.
Yeah, listen closely.
What I learned is when you're super hard on somebody for tapping out on something like that, maybe you should just go easy on them because it actually does hurt quite a bit.
I've never heard a shriek.
It's just the best.
No.
That is a 100%. Apparently, there is a nerve nexus in the taint area, and that's what he had hit.
It is sensitive down there. It's so great.
It's great. And Joe now,
He's an EMT.
yes,
He's saving lives. He's delivering babies.
he's a family,
He's a father.
He is a father.
a teacher,
Husband.
Boy, I feel bad about what we did to Joe all those years. He stuck with us for years, 2-3
great.
years,
Yeah.
man. As an intern, unpaid. Joe, we love you.
In the pantheon of
Joe, I love you.
Yeah, I got that too.
Is that drunk day?
No, I don't remember what it was. Joe, I love you. It was an email I had read or something. All right, so Mary Lynn Humes Lloyd said, I learned that Bam Bam doesn't wear underwear from the Preston and Steve show.
Ever.
Yep. Except when he's at the Oddities convention when that's all he's wearing is just his underwear. So Carolyn Andrea learned to never scratch your nose after petting your cat. I don't remember that.
Is that because you put the cat crap up your nose?
Yes.
Oh, my God, that's it.
That story is legendary. You're petting your cat?
Yeah, I'll tell it real quick. I was petting my cat, and he had, I guess, diarrhea on his ass, and I didn't know, and some of it got on my finger, and I went to go scratch my nose, the nostrils of my nose, and I shoved cat diarrhea up my nose.
And you did what I would have done. You ran to the sink.
I ran to the sink, and not only, and I couldn't get it all out, so I kind of snorted water, not because I was panicking, and then that led the cat diarrhea to go further into my nose. It was horrible. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Therapy.
Jacqueline Ice learned that everyone has a barf bowl.
A barf bowl, yes.
Yep.
Or a barf bucket.
Yep.
Which is so funny because a lot of people's barf bowls is their popcorn bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, we found that
Are you
out.
going to start puking in the Yoshi, Marissa? Is that going to be your new barf bowl?
Oh, hopefully not.
Our barf bowl growing up was the bucket. It was the mop bucket. So we didn't
Exactly.
but not my household now.
Yeah, we had the old popcorn bowl.
Yep.
If you need it, here it is. So Frank Accardo learned that taco is Spanish for taco.
Okay.
And then the last thing, Dan Uzdevenez said he learned the history of the ball peen hammer. No, you didn't, Dan. Every time I have it ready to go, we run out of time, and I never get a chance to share it.
What was the complete sentence? Buffalo, buffalo, buffalo. Is it 5 buffaloes?
I think it's 8.
8
Yeah.
buffaloes is a complete sentence. And you can look it up because buffalo has multiple meanings, has multiple definitions, and that 8 buffaloes in a row is actually a complete sentence. All right. Yes, Marissa.
I was going to say, I think the one, too, that I learned, that a lot of people learned, was about a poop knife.
Yes, to wrap up our music on the Preston and Steve show this morning at 10:26. Ending just a shade earlier than we normally do today. You never know when this program's going to come to a close. That's why it's important for you to be around all the time, or you might miss the letter of the day and stuff like that. So, but today has been an enjoyable show. We did have a reuniting with somebody we haven't seen in a while, Mr. Quincy Harris. Who is on today's program. He's great, and he is part of the Roots Picnic this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. New location this year. A lot of big names this year. And actually, he called up his buddy, Black Thought from the Roots, who is doing some stuff with him at Punchline on Friday night and then through the weekend. And we had a great conversation with him, too.
It's terrific. It's because he's one of the core organizers of the Roots, and the notion that this other event, this Punchline event, is becoming a big thing in and of itself.
Yeah, and that's sold out. So if you didn't get tickets for that, that's already gone. But they're doing a sort of tribute to Eddie Murphy's Delirious, which is a classic. So it was cool to talk to both those guys this morning. And also, I want to mention this again, our coolest teacher of the year from St. Hubert's, David Schaefer, called in. He is retiring after 50 years as an educator.
50 years, and it's an all-girls school, yes?
Yeah. And that was really cool. He had some great things to say. And he signed off with his signature line that he tells his kids every day, which is, hey, have a great day.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. So I love that. Ray Koob, how you doing?
All righty.
Very good. Nice to see you.
I need a big cup of whatever Q was drinking.
I know.
I really do.
He's an energetic guy.
There's just not enough Dunkin' today. I'm just going to get a hook up on the IV. Is that okay?
Your energy levels are very similar.
Ray is so laid back.
Ray makes
crazy.
Bob Ross look like Robin Williams.
All right, let's fill in the tree part. Where's the light lime green?
Oh, yeah. He lives right there. No, it's good to see you, brother. So let's go ahead and let me get this set up. We'll do the letter of the day.
Okay.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter. And the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
E, as in the Eagles of Death Metal.
Ooh, Eagles of Death Metal.
Yeah,
Nice.
like that.
I know that.
All right, so we have a 6-pack of summer concert tickets. Each of the shows are at Freedom Orchard Pavilion. So we got tickets to Black Crowes, June 12th, Motley Crue on July 27th, and then Breaking Benjamin on September 2nd. Tickets are on sale now for all those shows via Ticketmaster. All right, you got stuff planned for today?
There's a lot going on, sure.
Oh, okay.
Today is the day that Latimer Street in the neighborhood becomes Pierre Robert Way.
Yeah, that is correct.
We are going to have complete coverage today.
That's excellent.
In the 2 o'clock hour, my final hour.
Excellent.
On the Matt Cord Show today. And I didn't realize that until I woke up and turned on my email this morning. So I'm feeling a little like I got to digest that. You know, when you get a moment coming towards you at this station's history.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. And I got the workforce blocks between here and there. And
you're going to be there Sunday, obviously, right?
Sure. All the time I spent in Rittenhouse Square when we lived there, it's kind of funny that we're all going to be there on Sunday. But,
it's terrific.
Yeah. So, but we do have the workforce blocks. It is John Fogerty's birthday today.
Legend.
81.
Yeah.
And he still performs, if not all the time, not like the rigorous tours of the yesteryear. But that's one we're going to celebrate today.
Yeah.
He's on the bill, the Eagles of Death Rattle.
Yes. Death Rattle. Yes. Very good. Very good. Ching.
Wow.
And we waited, some of us, decades. Tonight is the night. It's the return of Triumph.
Yeah. Oh, Triumph. Yeah, of course.
So Chuck has mandated a giant Triumph block on the workforce blocks today, and I'm very happy to oblige.
Absolutely.
Are you a Triumph fan?
Yeah, sure.
Triumph was
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
No, I almost worked with them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, when I worked at the record company about 1 million years ago, one day my phone rang, and it was Mike Levine.
Oh.
And they were looking for a home they had just gotten their records all back, and they were looking for a home. It's a long story.
Wow.
But they are pretty cool guys.
Yeah.
And I know Chuck just loves them. I don't think he's going to get it, but I was hoping they would let him sit in on drums on one track. Wouldn't it be nice?
Probably not.
Would be nice. Anyway.
We'll find out at the show
All right,
tonight.
but that's what we got going on.
right.
Nothing much,
Appreciate it, Ray. There's a lot
Just
happening.
another Thursday at MMR.
All right, I want to thank our sponsors, and the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Duncan. The Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan, also brought to you by Faulkner Buick GMC Trevo, so you can get massive construction sales savings at Faulkner Buick GMC and Trevo, and FaulknerBuickGMC.com to be sure. And also brought to you by Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia, voted best casino in Pennsylvania by Casino Player Magazine. Tomorrow is Busy Friday. 6 ABC, we'll check on those guys in the morning. Comedian Mark Norman.
We love Mark Norman.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
He's going to be by the studio tomorrow morning. So will musician Kurt Vile.
Yeah.
Will be here. And we're going to check in with Matt Cord tomorrow, too. See how that knee of his is doing and getting ready for the bench dedication for Pierre Robert this Sunday in Rittenhouse Square. So it's going to be a full day tomorrow. Make sure you join us. That's it. We are done. Rage on and have a great day in the morning. We'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.